3.
I'm tired of people riding my golf coattails, riding my penis coattails.
Whoa.
Michael doesn't know what just hit him. First he learns about the Grant, and now he hears about Iggy's penis coattails.
Where did that go?
Can we get back to people riding Iggy's penis coattails?
I don't know if
What in the world is that about?
I don't know if I want to dive into that.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think people can figure it out.
Iggy, what's your connection to Springfield, Missouri? For that?
Lived down there, pretty much ran the city for 3 years.
Yep. Chicago's my town.
Mayor.
Doug Edward G. Robinson, is that what?
Chicago's my town, see?
I was the mayor. We've heard the whole Ned Reynolds story that, he wanted me fired because I was more popular than him.
Yeah, didn't Woodland and DJ bring that up while you were on the program?
Who's Ned Reynolds?
That's actually a really good one.
Play that forever.
Well, wait, this might be the best drop you've had yet.
Cut. I'll leave it at the 4.
He couldn't stop talking to me about Riley Reid.
What?
Okay, who?
What a statement.
Oh, he kept
that off.
I guess that's what
and
we
he
have to
said,
have.
He said,
then.
I swear Riley Reid is pregnant.
This occurred last weekend during the MemberCast tournament.
Yeah.
Who is this person? Is somebody I know?
Well, I'm
Just
sure
a guy came
I'm sure
up to
you do.
I don't know everybody there.
Because I think you introduced me to him. I think you said he wants to talk about Riley Reid.
Yeah, with Jameson.
Does that mean we have to do that?
Jameson really does hold court.
It was the subject of the email.
And he kept talking about she's pregnant. I said, as in you think she's pregnant, you think she's just kind of blowing up? Bee sting, I don't know. He said, I think she's pregnant. I said, I haven't seen her stuff in a while, so I don't know. Then we just got into porn. Then we got in,
But who's the dad?
But then we got into porn stars. And I said, I don't think she's married. And he said, I think she just got married to some...
This is just a random guy you're talking to, and now...
We talked about this last year. Riley Reid's marrying to that free runner.
Free runner?
A free runner.
What does that mean? Doesn't pay? Freeloader?
Is that a fluffer?
Cut. 5.
If you want people to follow, you get a guy like me or Plowsy that have a little bit of following on this show, and let us play in it.
Wait a minute.
And get people to watch. Now we get our 120,000.
Doug's not going to let this one go.
If the Live Golf Tour wants people to follow, they need to get you to play in the game in the tournament.
Or you, or Plowsy, or me, or Jackson, or Tim.
What
the show
kind
has
of
a following.
following do we have?
Well, if everybody on the fan page and people here in the YouTube chat, they will go to YouTube and watch. Hey, Strode's playing. He's going to shoot 150.
Couple dozen people.
They get me in there for one tournament to see what the list is. Didn't work. Okay, but I got $120,000 out of it. I finished last.
You think that might happen to you?
You put me on the tips. I'm not making probably 60% of the fairways. I would be in the rough, right before the fairway.
Yeah. Why would they go for people with a couple dozen followers as opposed to somebody who's got a nationwide name and reputation?
Like Riggs.
Yeah, what about Riggs?
Well, yeah, go ahead. Get him.
Now your feelings have been hurt, haven't they?
I need the money.
And those were the cuts of the week.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of Rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
You've heard us talking about Mark Hanna from Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Mark and his team provide a personalized, holistic approach discussing cash flow, liquidity, debt, investments, insurance, taxes, and they pull it all together into a strategy that fits for each individual client. Start Start the new year off with the judgment-free conversation with Mark Hanna. Visit evergreenstl.com to learn more. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, online at carltoninsurance.net.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis, you're listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends. It is January 22nd, 2024. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, The Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you, and you are more than welcome to get involved on the program by texting in the Jeff Lotman Compass Realty text inbox, 314-881-TMA5, and be a friend of the Feather. And the thing that you can do that's so fun, Doug, that I know you like to do is go into the YouTube chat and talk it over, where Jake Reynolds says, hi, Tim. Hi, Doug. Hi, Iggy. Hi, Plowsy. Hi, KG.
Well, hello, Jake.
What's up? It's super slick out there, boys. Y'all be careful out there.
Miss Jackson, he's here.
Yeah, Jackson's here, and KG in O-Town is not here. Jackson, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Hello again, Jackson.
Hello, friends.
And Too Fat to Kayak says, I'm here for the Iggy versus KG golf results. KG led after day one. Doug, that's the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. This is the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Iggy was ill last Thursday and then fell asleep, so didn't get his roster in initially, but then did get it in. But in the meantime, KG in O-Town submitted a roster on his behest.
Right.
Behalf,
I think.
And so we have 3 rosters live. What a Jim Dandy of an event. Who would have thought we would have witnessed history in the desert with the amateur, Nick Dunlap, Doug, at 20 years old, becoming the first amateur to win a PGA event.
Oh, did he win it?
Since Phil Mickelson did it in 1991. Jackson Burkett has the results for the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown.
I do. And shout out Nick Dunlap. I watched kind of the end of that. That was pretty.
So did I.
That was pretty awesome.
He doesn't get any of the prize money. That's criminal to me.
Well, he's an amateur.
Would that cost him $1 million or something?
1.5.
1.5.
Well, why don't you stop being an amateur?
Zutenhout was happy he didn't take it because he got the first place prize.
Really?
Yeah, poor Burnsy. It's going into the drink left and right. All right, let's get into it.
Why would you ever bother to play as an amateur?
Well, you kind of have to.
Why?
The only way he could have played that event, am I correct?
Oh, sponsor exemption.
I don't know.
All right, let's start off with Doug's roster. How about that? Doug had Sung J M.
Not a good day yesterday, Doug. What went wrong? He shot a 71 on that golf course. That's just not acceptable.
Well, he couldn't get the flat stick on, and he didn't hit the ball as straight as he wanted. Some of his shot sculpting was a little off par for him.
Double bogey to par 5.
He just he bogeyed a par 5, double bogeyed it, and a lot of those are the problems that he had, Tim.
Nice.
He just wasn't himself.
A guy who did have a great week overall was Justin Thomas, and that's who Doug had.
Nice pick.
Job,
Oh, you had Thomas and him in your lineup?
Yeah, not to mention Christian Kirk, who finished 16 under.
You
Lanto
go by
Griffin.
Christian now?
I don't know.
Christian? Did I say Christian?
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Jaguars receiver. I don't know who this Kirk is. I don't know this Merle.
No, he won at the Century.
Chris Kirk?
Yeah.
Okay, well, not too far off. Maybe he's Christopher. Lanto Griffin, who, solid, very solid. And then this Bridgman fella, he finished 17 under. Unfortunately, Doug had Harry Hall.
Harry Hall.
Harry Hall, what'd he do?
He did not make the cut.
No.
A 75 on day one didn't help, but he did fire a 65 on Saturday.
That's what I thought he'd play. I thought he'd play like that the whole week.
So Doug finishes with 617.5 points. Let's go to Ken Strode's roster.
How many points for Doug?
617.
That isn't bad at all.
Not bad at all. Nope.
But I guess you get 3 days worth of players automatically. I don't know. Hell, let's see what we got with Iggy.
Well, sure.
Iggy had Sung JM as well. And he also had Taylor Montgomery. Hogue, is it Tom Hogue?
It's Hoagie, Tom Hoagie, Doug.
Tom Hoagie.
Okay.
Lanto Griffin. Unfortunately for Iggy, he had Tom Kim.
I didn't have Lanto Griffin.
He did.
I had Ben Griffin.
Ooh,
Well, when you just write in Griffin, you get Lanto.
I'm pretty sure I texted Ben Griffin.
I don't think you did.
Let me go back to the text.
I think it was just last names.
I could be wrong.
I haven't seen it though.
If it's just last names, then I'm free.
Ben Griffin finished top 5. What did Lanto do?
I did not. You texted me Griffin. You texted me Griffin.
Then you get Lanto. You can't just say a common name and take the best one.
I didn't
Whoever
know
has the
Lanto
best
Griffin was
score.
still playing. He
Oh,
hasn't made a
here we go.
cut
This
in
is
2
gonna be a
years.
problem.
I think he does a broker deal on an HD2 in Palm Springs. So this was a sponsor exemption.
You just texted me Griffin, so I gave you a Griffin.
Yeah. You give him Lanto.
You got Lanto. And then you also had Tom Kim. Didn't make the cut. And then, is it Ryan Moore?
Doug, is it Ryan
Moore?
Moore?
Well, you just write more, and whatever more plays the best, that's who you claim you won it.
So
That last, I think.
Iggy finished 524 points.
Dog, you are 2-1 on the season.
But we still have one more lineup to read, and that would be KG and O-Town's lineup.
Here's my lineup, Tim. You can see.
How many points did you finish with?
550.
Okay, so that will
you
not
would
change the
still-
results.
Griffin or no?
No, it didn't change, but just curious.
KG also had Sung JM. That was the
God.
automatic quarterback. He also had one of the best players on tour, JT Poston. He had Chris Kirk. Is it Davis Thompson?
Doug Davis.
Just write Thompson.
David Thompson.
David Thompson, A. Thompson, Eric Van Ruin, and is this Tim Duncan, Tony Duncan,
Doug, is it
Duncan
Tyler?
Tyler Duncan. I believe.
Tyler Duncan. KG finishes with 649 points and cashes $10.
Oh, my God!
That's
Wow. God,
That's hilarious.
It's almost like he should do this every week.
Go ahead. Steal something else from me. I'll just sit out this one and let him take this too.
Oh, God, he gobslapped you.
Is it gobsmacked or gobsmacked?
Gobsmacked.
He just slapped you.
He got gobslapped.
Yeah, I don't like these 3-day events.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't. When we're just picking names, it doesn't matter whether they play 3 or
Yeah, it
2.
does.
It doesn't. Like your picks would have changed a lot if they'd only played 4 days.
Well, it may not change, but it's a little different. I mean, it's almost everybody's making the cut for 3 days, and if you even have everybody make the cut, if you have somebody miss the cut on another team, but they has 3 guys in the top 10, you're only missing 1 day compared to missing 2 days of scores. So,
Well, KG sure showed us. He showed us how it's done. is
His
what he did.
team sounded terrible at the time.
He must have done a lot of research.
Yeah.
Jeez.
well, he couldn't have, considering you give him the last. Oh, he didn't get his picks. KG put a team together.
Is that even
That's how
more
easy it is
impressive?
if you get to do any research at all.
Yeah, that's 3 cashes in a row.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can hear a gentleman's brine spraying.
I got to thank Munganess too, not only for sponsoring this, but
Yeah, they're online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com.
yeah, my car this morning. If I still had my hoopty, I wouldn't be in here today. There's no way. But the Munganess car, I mean, solid sheet of ice in my windshield. I had to go out twice. I fell twice on the way out there the first time, and I had to crawl back to my apartment.
What'd you land on when you fell?
My elbow and my knee.
Oh,
And I said, I got to try it again. Everybody else is going in. I'll make it. Got there, kind of crawled to the car.
you had to crawl to the car?
I fell again. And I just got to kind of just.
You crawled to your car.
Kind of on my knees and hands, and I just slid to my car.
Oh,
I told you I had to do that to get to my keys and stuff, dude. I had literally was on my knees.
Yeah, God forbid they would treat it. But started the car, warmed it up, crawled back inside, came out, and...
You didn't crawl all the way back inside. From the parking lot to your apartment, you crawled the whole way?
No, the second time I made it without falling. And got out there, and the ice was just, I didn't even have to chip it. It just melted off.
Yeah.
And I saw no problem with the car. Car steered perfectly. There's no slipping and sliding with the Munganess RAV4. But I saw Peter Saturday. I went out there. I felt kind of embarrassed because I tell them to chop the trees down. They won't. My car looked like a
You think you ought to be able to tell the owner of the apartment complex to chop down trees, and they'll just salute and say, okay,
if enough
get the
patio tables are broken like mine, 3 in the last 2 years from wind, these dead branches fall off and just break my glass tables, break my umbrellas. Cars have been hit by limbs that fall off these dead trees. But, I mean, it felt like a flock of seagulls had gone over my car and just stopped and took a dump. It just looked disgusting. And Saturday I went to Waterway. They weren't open yet. Maybe they weren't open at all because of the cold and pipes were frozen. So I just called, texted Peter, because I know that Clayton has Saturdays off. And he goes, yeah, come on up. We'll wash it. I went up there just to get my car washed, just to get the bird crap. Because I like to take care of their car, and I don't want this bird crap all over my car. So I saw Peter Saturday, hung out with the guys for a little bit, had a cup of coffee, and chatted, and got my car washed Saturday.
Well, they ought to sell you some knee pads, too, so you can crawl back and forth from the car to your apartment.
Just a little bit of salt. If you know it's going to ice, just throw some salt out there. But no.
I'm not kidding, though. Like, I fell so hard. And I felt bad because I texted the boys as, like, an emergency, like, yo, like, give yourself time. But at the time, you don't know. My whole grass area was ice, so, like, nothing was safe. Couldn't scrape my car because I couldn't get, like, any traction. So I was, like, almost sliding and moving.
Yeah.
Like, with it was horrible. My hip is killing me.
You fell, and what'd you hit your hip on?
The stairs, the cement outside stairs, and my keys flew out of my hand into my neighbor's bush.
Oh.
So, like...
What was she doing out there?
Nice.
Wonderful.
That's so good. God, that was a good bit. But I got my cell phone light, you know, and I'm crawling because the grass is ice. I'm literally crawling, just like Iggy. And I find the keys in the neighbor's bush. It took 10 minutes to find the key. I'm freaking out. They could be anywhere. They could have been stuck in the tree like a bug. I mean, I literally cartooned it, man.
Wow. You didn't have your hand on the handrail when you walked down those steps.
No, I had all the...
You had boxes.
I had boxes. I have to make returns for Madison for UPS, so I had boxes with my lunch pail just right on top of it.
You felt like Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
Oh, it was so bad. Yeah. I've never had a fall like that in my life. Couldn't catch myself, and the key just...
Oh, yeah. It's frightening when you do that.
Hats off to MoDOT, though. I mean, normally I trash them. But, I mean, they must have treated the roads because of course, I didn't get on the highway. When I get off a page, I just stay on the right and I'm on the Olive exit. But no problem at all. Not a lot of ice. Cars were doing 50, 55 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't have any problems either with my Munganess Alton Toyota Highlander. I just put it in snow mode and just plowed right through anything. It was like it just rained. Yeah.
I think I have 4-wheel drive on this, but I don't know how to get to it.
Well, you would hit the little button that says 4W probably.
No problems, but everybody be careful out there. It is a little slick.
A number of things are going on right now.
Oh, no.
Jamie Burkhardt, Doug, you know him from Munganess Burkhardt.
I do, yeah, wonderful fellow.
Alton Toyota. And, of course, Munganess St. Louis Acura, sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour. And, more importantly, the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. And he has issued an edict going forward. He wants the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown to be a 3-way competition.
Oh, good.
With Doug, Iggy, and KG in O-Town.
Well, apparently we had a real master in our midst and didn't even know it. And he comes in the first day.
Why do you do it to me, Jamie?
Gobsmacks.
Why do you do it to me?
I love you, Jamie. Why do you do it to me?
Well, you finished in 3rd place this week, so there's only one way to go, and that's up.
Bravo, Jamie. Way to make this more interesting than it could possibly ever
Whose
be.
account did he go into? We only have 2 accounts, me and Doug.
We don't have 2 accounts.
Huh?
We have 1 account. You can't have 2 accounts in DraftKings.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could enter in single-entry tournaments with multiple lineups. So we all have the same account. It's all good.
So we can enter 3 teams on one account?
Yeah. Yeah, if you're in a multiple entry game, you can obviously put in multiple entries. But if you had 2 of the same person having 2 accounts, you could enter into single entry tournaments, which would be an advantage.
KG No-Town has issued an official statement. All he has done is sent in the GIF of the Plowhawk hitting a jumper from behind. You remember this? And he created a GIF of it.
Oh, yeah.
This Plowhawk hitting a jumper. I don't recall what. Do you recall what got you standing up and hitting a jumper, Plowhawk?
One take that went right. Probably. I can't specifically remember which one, but yeah, that was when a take went right and I did a step back jumper. It was silky though. If you look at the form, you know I've dropped.
Let's see what we got going on here in this YouTube chat. The weather reminds me of the time I had worked in local television. I had to take a job there because I got rejected at Kohl's. Anyway, how awesome is it the reporters get to stand on an icy overpass? That's from Ryan S., and he's in the YouTube chat this morning.
And while they do that, they tell people don't go outside. Don't go anywhere if you don't have to, like I did. And don't stand outside like I'm doing now. And certainly don't stand outside near cars that could veer off the road and hit someone like I'm doing right now.
Why do you have to go outside? You all have a drone now. Just put a drone out there and just fly that around and talk while the drone is flying. You don't have to be out there.
Well, someone has to operate the drone.
So, like, when they're doing live shots inside their car, driving on the far right lane of the highway, you've seen those shots, right?
Yeah.
Tell us how the weather is there, honey.
I think
couldn't say the name.
I think there's a photographer driving, and they're sitting in the passenger
But the light
side.
has to be just, like, when you're a passenger driving by that news vehicle, like, doesn't it look like, you know, a bang bus scene going on?
No.
Like, you got this huge camera with probably a dome light.
It's a tiny little camera. It's like a cell phone camera.
It looks like it had great natural light in the pitch black of dark. I just assumed that it would be so bright.
We've been taking cell phone video on TV news for years.
I just didn't
and
know
you never
what it
know
looked
the
like.
difference.
I didn't know what it looked like from the outside perspective. Like, it just looks like it's
probably
a well-lit car in the middle of the night.
No, it wouldn't be well lit. It'd be a guy looking at a cell phone.
Weird.
I don't like going too far in advance, but I checked the Doppler this morning. And after this rain and freezing rain gets out of here, it'll be like 35 this afternoon, so it'll start going away. I mean, the next 10 days to 2 weeks is 40s and 50s.
Doug, we got a pony on our hands.
Have we really?
Sundresses are coming out early in 2024.
I don't know what your apps have, but...
See what I got, Iggy. I'll tell you exactly. 37's the high today. Freezing rain through most of the morning, Doug. But then it's going to warm up, and then it's just going to be precipitation. And then tomorrow, 44, 47, 54, 48, 44 through Saturday. Those are your highs.
Well, I'll take that.
And then nothing but 40s for highs and nothing but 30s for lows. So, Iggy, how does that match up with...
Yeah, and then I went a little bit further than that, and we got the day after that, about 8-9 days from now, we're going to be close to 60 one day.
Really?
So we'll be into February, Doug, and after today, we'll be in the 40s
Yeah.
and 50s for the next
That's
10
pretty
days
good.
to 2 weeks.
Despite what's going on today and a few days earlier, we've had a very easy winter so far.
Yeah, we have. Snow hasn't really impacted us.
I haven't shoveled snow
ice
yet.
kind of impacted some people going to work today, but after the morning commute, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We all got here.
I had no problems at all. The roads in Sunset Hills were fine. Got in the garage, got off my driveway fine, drove 55 miles an hour.
Oh, you got out of
270.
your heated garage and fine. Well,
Yes.
Doug, I'm glad to hear that.
I didn't-
Well, as you know, I'm more relatable. I'm a meat and potatoes guy, proletariat, and I live in Carport Village. We
Us
intentionally
poors
wanted to-
here who have to
And I
scrape.
slid down the driveway like I probably was going 90 miles an hour down the driveway. But then once I got the road, it was totally fine. So I will be texting my wife and saying, hey, make sure that...
Put some salt out there, honey.
Yeah. Well, number one, I mean, she went to public school. But secondarily,
salt
keep those boys inside because there will be no stop. I would imagine I won't be getting up my driveway. Unless it melts. Iggy, is it going to melt by after...
I don't
be home
think by
around
the
2?
time you get home, no.
Drat, I say.
Unless Anna Marie just goes throw some salt out there. And,
If she had any class, she would. You're exactly
or
right.
just take buckets of hot water and start pouring it out there.
Think that would get the job done, or would it freeze?
I had to do that on my hoopty before I had the Munganess car.
Stop saying hoopty.
Well, that's what it is, just a piece of trash. I would go out there with a big bucket of hot water, and I would just throw it on the windshield.
No problems for me. I live in the exclusive Sunset Hills area of town. Went right down the driveway.
I wish
right
you would
up
have
the
said,
road,
"Oh
like-
yeah, they just turned on the heated driveways," and I didn't see any.
I was fully expecting it. I drove real slow, but on the driveway anyway. But the streets, everything else, no problems at all.
Yeah,
I didn't see a car on the side of the road. I didn't see an accident. Nothing.
No, I was a nervous wreck when I got Plowsy's text this morning. Careful, boys. I fell, and I'm sliding all over. There's cars all over the place. Oh, my God. Then I get out there. I didn't see any cars anywhere.
Well, we don't have a choice. We are what's called essential employees in HD2.
Well, this is also
the doctors and the policemen, the firefighters, nurses. They have an overblown sense of importance on days like this, where they think I have to get to work. We're the ones who have to get to work. Societies have crumbled when their HD2 doesn't function properly.
Thank you, Doug.
That's correct.
It was also around 4:18 when I was searching for my keys after the big tumble. So it was a couple hours until, you boys had to get, up and ready. I just didn't know how if it was going to get worse or what it looked like. I was just going based upon my situation right there, and I was in an ice apocalypse. And I couldn't see myself getting out of it.
It's at moments like that when you stop and think, how is this my life? What's happening?
Oh, I 100%.
I'm on my hands and knees, injured from the hip, can't find my keys. It's 4 in the morning, and I have to get to work.
And I'm crawling, and I got a lady who just fell 3 doors down from me, and I see her getting up. I didn't want to make a scene to act like I saw her
and the
fall.
keys were in her bush.
No, this is the opposite neighbor.
Oh.
Kind of hard to find them in there.
Morning, fellas. Tell us more about your commutes. It's fascinating radio. Doug, that's Nate in Tallahassee, and he is not enjoying the conversation here.
We're just trying to help our listeners out who are going to work this morning.
I see they just shut down the Macy's in Tallahassee, so, take that, Nate.
Oh, no. They
Macy's
can't afford
closed
it.
5 stores.
Shopping at Dollar General and the Piggly Wiggly.
Well...
Yeah, just be careful out there.
And that's the final word about
That's all
that.
we have to say about that. We also have to say Jeff Lottman's the sponsor of the text inbox, which is very active. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lottman, Compass Realty. Telling you, there are a lot of houses out on the market. I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe people think there's some sharps. Maybe there's some sharps. They're like, these interest rates are going to go down. I'm going to beat you to the punch before the market floods. So here we go. Work with Jeff Lottman of Compass Realty, and he will take wonderful care of you. Whether you're buying a home or you're selling a home, he's been doing it in St. Louis for 22 years and has $500 million worth of sales in St. Louis real estate. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lottman with Compass Realty. Sponsor the text inbox. That number is 314-881-TMA5. 314-881-TMA5. And save that in your phone, and the next thing you know is you're a friend of the feather. And there's still plenty of people who text into the show who don't have names saved. Jackson, all they got to do is give a request for a name, and if it's not taken, you put them in there that way?
Yep.
There you go.
Super easy.
Okay.
You can also change your name if you want. Just ask nicely.
This is a girl I mentioned a couple weeks ago because I played her again in golf yesterday. She's in my group again. Oak Forest.
Doug?
What are you talking about right now?
Well, we're talking about changing names, and I think somebody changed their name after I mentioned this girl. But I played her like 9 weeks in a row.
Played her
in this
where?
tournament.
Puff Daddy.
Golf rival.
Ghosting them like an OK Cupid Halloween party.
Her last name is
Stamos.
Oak
Full house,
Forest.
get him out of there, baby!
Ellie Oak Forest or something like that.
Oh, Gigi.
Okay.
Gigi.
But it's not really a girl,
Well, it turned out
it's completely a bot.
It is not a girl.
Very attractive,
Girls don't play golf rival.
Nate is not happy again and has been activated. Iggy, not even Tim can accurately mock my income. When have I talked about Nate's income? Let alone your borderline homeless ass. I got nothing against Nate.
Yeah.
I'll take Tallahassee. I mean, it wouldn't be my choice, but I'd take it over, this.
Well, yeah, right now I would.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Congrats on your wealth.
There's a shirt.
Guys, I think the hot water story is a lie. Wouldn't that crack the windshield? That's from Brian Henshin, monitoring the Colts' playoff status.
It could. It didn't, but it could. I had no choice. My defrost didn't really work that well.
That's a toughie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it could.
Isn't there some spray now that you can spray on frozen windshields and it thaws it out real quickly.
They have a thing that it's mainly for like car locks. If your like doorknob and your lock is frozen, it's like a de-icer spray.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can put it on your windshield.
I have a great snowblower.
Yeah.
I would like to see
I don't know what
you
the
do
make
that.
is. I don't know what the make is, but it's a great machine.
I'd like to see that. Where'd that come from?
This is one of those days where a heated driveway pays for itself. Doug, that's Mr. Licks.
Stop stealing my
Yeah,
material.
he's got it.
You said that about Doug 5 minutes before you texted.
But if you can't park in the garage, wouldn't you want to get one of those things that you can put on your windshield, on the outside of your windshield that protects
I have
it
one
from
of those.
ice?
It's great.
Yeah.
And we lost a listener. And this one's little Tommy Trimmins.
Oh,
Did he win Rookie of the Year in 2022?
I don't know what he
Lager
won.
Tequila?
He won Best Texter in 2022.
Okay, that's enough. Another Monday of incoherent rambling from the man with no off button. I'm going back to bed. That's from little Tommy Tribbins. He can't ride the bike out in that parking lot today.
I
Anyway.
said we're just talking about weather and cars and
Golf
frozen
rival.
windshields.
Golf rival story.
That's what I think.
Well, I tied that into people changing their names. Somebody changed their name to Gigi Oakforest.
That was a story of you just being catfished again.
No, I wasn't catfished.
Well, you thought it was a beautiful woman you were playing golf rival against. It wasn't.
Well, a lot of these guys make up girl names and have girl faces because they think if they play them, guys will go easy on them and let them win on purpose because it's a girl.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Is that what the game is?
It's a meta play.
And like they might get lucky. The girl might be so happy she'll go, "Hey, here's my number. Why don't you come on over?"
Yeah,
they think that's what's going to happen.
There's little emojis and things you can post while you're playing, like hurry up and nice shot, things like that. I never talk when I'm playing a guy, but if it's a girl's face, I'll say, nice shot.
So you do fall for it.
So I do a little bit, so I'm sure a lot of guys do.
Hunch OJT_ writes, thoughts on Latina women.
Wouldn't it be better
I love them.
just to hang out at a bar or something? And maybe talk to women there? As opposed to getting catfished on Golf Rival? Wouldn't you at least have a shot?
I'm not trying to pick them up. I'm just trying to be nice.
Oh.
You got suave.
Doug Brown and Crouppen does.
Well, yeah, they may get some cases out of today. There could be some people injured when they didn't need to be. If you have a potential personal injury case, you know who to call. That would be Brown and Crouppen, the local law firm that is here to serve you. Founded in 1979 in St. Louis, still there now, and now they've grown into one of the largest personal injury firms in the entire Midwest. And they are local all the way. Always been in St. Louis, will always be here. They know their way around the local courts, the local environment, the other attorneys, the judges. They know how it works here. They know everything about St. Louis, and they would love to be able to help you. They treat all of their clients and employees like gold. They've been voted one of the best workplaces for years. Brown and Crouppen realizes that their happy employees are the key to providing the best client experience. If you think you may need to go to Brown and Crouppen, call them. I'll give you the phone number now. 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure to let them know you heard about it here on TMA. Why would you go to Brown and Crouppen? Well, for one, they'll give you a free evaluation. They work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion now in compensation for their clients. That's Brown and Crouppen. Thank you, Terry Crouppen, Andy Crouppen, Ed Herman. They've all been in studio. We all have grown to like them very much and know that these are the guys you would want on your side in any kind of lawsuit. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
Call in and be a friend of the Feather, 636-9004-TMA, or email in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at DesignAirService.com. Work with Seth Goldcamp and his staff. If you are running into any issues with your furnace, yeah, it's going to warm up a little bit, but still, it's going to be in the 40s. Any problems, work with Seth and his staff. Doug's a client. Iggy's a client. I'm a client. You can become a client as well just by going to DesignAirService.com, the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jackson, I'm supposed to have a sound story today at 11:30. My guess is, Doug, I think that'll probably be rescheduled.
Oh, is that right?
But I thought the person was in from Seattle in part for this. Not that they flew 4.5 hours just for Sound Story. So I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, QFTA will take place today. It may be 11:15 if the Sound Story gets rescheduled. If not, it'll be this afternoon. And Doug, it was perfect timing on Friday though, because the Plowhawk and I and the great Peter Rep were in studio doing a Sound Story, and at 1 o'clock, we get done, and Peter Rep says that Plowhawk had to leave. And he goes, man, it sucks that Plowhawk had to leave. And I go, what happened? And he goes, well, I mean, the Cardinals are signing Matt Carpenter. And I go, what? He goes, the Cardinals are signing Matt Carpenter. And I would have loved to have gotten Plowboy's reaction.
He's probably excited about it.
Jackson and I had a red alert.
Huge.
Red alert QFTA immediately, and the Plowhawk called in.
Oh, he did?
Called in to the QFTA.
Let me just get out the EDF support.
Might as well, yeah, the EDF hot takes mix. Let's have them.
Hot takes.
They did it on a Friday afternoon, which is awesome.
You think it was intentional?
100%.
News dump?
Fantastic. Look at that.
Yeah, those are sharp.
This is how we're supposed to advertise the EDF hot
You're
take.
so cute.
You're all cute. You're a cute man.
So what'd you think, Plowsy?
Loves it.
I was confused by the explanation of it's because he's a team leader. And if you want to do like a mentor or a coach, I'm all for it. But he's taking up a roster spot. What was his war, Doug? You brought it up this morning.
Last year
show.
it was negative 0.3.
So he's hurting a team that lost 90 games the year before, taking up a roster spot. And now you're talking about him taking up, maybe some playing time from Edman and Donovan. We saw the noodle arm. He's the worst base runner in baseball.
Oh.
And he had double the strikeouts as hits last
It's
year.
hotter in here.
Yes, it is.
But I already gave my take on Friday. I spit takes on Twitter. So, it's not like I'm not as worked up now as what I was on Friday. Again, it's a perfect time to release that would be a Friday around noon. And
Friday afternoon news dump.
It's exactly what they did. No, perfect for them. But I just do not understand it. And I think whatever shrapnel they're getting on social media, and probably well-deserved, and they had to have known it, right? They're not that dumb to know that this is probably going to have some huge negative backlash from a fan base already on tilt from a kind of an okay offseason and a terrible last season. So I'm just curious to why they would do that.
Well, on the surface, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
The money is not the issue. $750,000, I get it. It's nothing, but it's like taking up a roster spot. It's acting like you need four or five vocal leaders in there. How did that tell you about Marmol and his staff? They're not even good enough to lead the team, so they need other players taking up roster spots in order to lead their own players.
Yeah.
That to me is a slap in the face to management and all the coaches.
But he's only 38. Last year he had 176. The year before with the Yankees, he tore it up.
I get
47 games, he had 15 homers, but the 2 years before that, he hit 186 and 169. It's kind of amazing that he's still in the major leagues. But you say, why would they get him? I guess somebody's got to be the last guy on the roster. Now, do you want that to be an aging veteran who knows his place and is a good guy and everybody likes, and maybe he can get you a pinch hit home run every now and then? Or do you want that to be a young guy from the minors who's going to come up and not play very much?
I mean, if their team hotel elevator goes out a night before the game, are they going to be able to feel the team the next
for
day?
heaven's sake.
If they're going to have to walk up 15 flights of stairs to get to the
Doug's got the
penthouse, I'm not kidding. This is the oldest team I have ever seen play Major League Baseball. I couldn't think of... you couldn't get older if you tried. Right? You're signing 38-year-old bench players, 36-year-old starters. You already have mid-30-year-old starters. This team blows. They got worse. They just got worse Friday.
Well,
they just lost 2 more games in the standings by signing Matt Carpenter.
I don't know about that.
I just don't understand it.
Let's hear what John Mozeliak has to say, because he gave answers. He had a press conference on Friday. He was on KMOX yesterday. Doug, let's take a listen.
Okay.
We're excited. Matt Carpenter was someone that we were always fond of when he was here. And, as we were looking at our club right now, we definitely wanted to try to find somebody with some experience who's been through some things and was speaking with Ollie and his group, we thought this would be a pretty good fit. So when he got released, it's been something that we've been talking about. And then, Matt was, this was right before the holidays, but just wanted to get through the holidays and ultimately decide if where he wanted to play.
That damn Marshall, right? That damn Marshall-esque right there, right? Like
he had you. That's where you could play. Deciding where you want to play. No, it was you or he's retiring.
Well, I don't imagine that he'll play very much at all. Because they really don't need him. They've got all kinds of second basemen. They've got all kinds of guys who can play first base. I guess he could play the outfield in a pinch if he had to. He has in the past. I think he'll probably be the least used player on the roster, I would think.
How does this 38-year-old get hot when he gets one at bat a week? I'm just saying, like, he's basically hired to be a coach, but on a player's salary and taking up a roster spot on the 40-man. Like,
well, that's starting near minimum wage for a player with his service time.
He could do it for free, and I still think it's a bad deal for the Cardinals. Yeah. Honestly, I just think this is yeah, so Taguchi was awesome here, too. Are we about to bring back a 50-year-old because he was good in here 20 years ago? I don't get it.
I suspect
so
they didn't
confused by the whole thing.
I think they probably didn't have anybody in the minor league system they thought that could fill that role. That could play a bunch of positions if he had to, and wasn't such a highly touted prospect that you didn't want him to play every day.
Have you seen his arm? If you put him in the outfield or at third base, you are just destined to be the laughingstock. Unless you're down 10-0, which this pitching staff you could see happen more often than not.
Well, he's not that bad.
Oh, he has a noodle arm, Doug. You can't get it from third to first.
I know. I'm just trying to tell you why I think they would have signed him. I don't necessarily like it either, but somebody's got to be that 25th man on the roster. And you don't want it to be a highly touted minor leaguer to come and sit. You don't want that. And now you've got a veteran who probably knows his role and is not going to complain because he's not playing a lot. And he could pinch hit once in a blue moon. 2 years ago, he was breaking records at Babe Ruth set with the Yankee. Went crazy in New York. Last year, not so much. The shift killed Matt Carpenter maybe more than any hitter in baseball. Now that that's over, perhaps he'd be a little bit better hitter. Although the shift was gone last year and he didn't hit a lick with San Diego.
The short porch in New York and Bush is one of the harder places to consistently hit bombs out of. So I don't think you're going to see the 15 home run resurgence.
No, but again, this is a guy, he's not going to play much.
I'd rather have a third catcher on the team. No, I agree with Plows. And I know where you're coming from, Doug, about, you're going to have a touted guy in the minor leagues sitting there not playing much, so you put him on. I get that. But that's not what they said. They didn't say we want her, we want some guy coming off the bench who's got some, experience other than having a guy who's 22 and not going to play a lot. They didn't say that.
Well, they're not going to. They're not going to trash him and say that.
It's not fair to Paul Goldschmidt to be the leader. What? We need to take some pressure off of Goldie. You brought him in to be a leader because Goldschmidt can't be a leader? What the hell kind of excuse is that?
Ollie Marmol is he managing? What does he do right now? Like, if all the players are kind of coaching themselves,
let me get these
and the veterans are coaching the young guys, like, are the coaching just kind of playing Texas Hold'em in the clubhouse right before the game and kind of just, all right, boys, get ready to go? Like, if I'm Ollie Marmol, I'm embarrassed because, like, it basically shows we needed that guy because our manager cannot manage. And we can't put all the pressure on Goldschmidt and Arenado to hit 35 bombs as well as, be the leader in the clubhouse.
Well, just to be devil's advocate, the pitchers always said it's great to have Adam Wainwright there as a mentor. And some of the young hitters might say it's nice to have
when
Matt
they lost
Carpenter.
90 games. I'm sure they were thrilled
Well, they've said that for years
there.
about how great it was to have a veteran presence in there. And it's different. Player-to-player communication is a little different than manager-to-player.
And there's some sort of Cardinals stat that Matt Carpenter's close to that we're going to have to chase. Is he like...
I'm looking forward to the bobblehead day.
Is he 5 hits away from, becoming third all-time as a second baseman with a beard to get, 500 hits as a Cardinal? There's something we're going to be having to chase and hear about and talk about for months on end and the reasons why he's playing somewhere to Adam Wainwright.
He needs to sell 400 more bottles of salsa to get to 300,000.
I just hope there's not a Cardinal record that we're looking to get him to so we can lose another 5 games in the season. But then get it and be like, oh, hey, Adam Wainwright playing a concert.
I mean, think of some of the guys that were at the bottom of the roster last year. You never heard of these guys. It's not like they're the ones that are going to make or break the team.
I think it's, the optics of, a rough season, kind of a blasé off-season, and now you cap off the off-season with signing a 38-year-old with Doug again. What went the war? Negative
0.3.
So they just lost a game in the standings without even starting the season. Amazing.
I think in the scheme of things, it's not going to matter, but it's just kind of makes no sense. But it's not going to cost him any games. He's not going to play much. The 25th man wasn't going to play much. I get it. But just it doesn't look good that let's go out and get another 38-year-old and put him on the roster.
What if he gets hot again like he was with the Yankees? Come on, go team. What then?
Come on, go team.
Go team.
I like that, especially with the oven mitts on.
That's why we signed him. He just said, go team.
Again, I'm with Iggy. I don't think it really will, Matt. You won't really notice the signing in the grand scheme of things. I think it is really funny, though.
My first thought when I saw the Carpenter signing was literally, I can't wait to hear what Plowsy has to say about this. My life is sad, but plow on, Plowsy. That's from John Lithgow's Harry Henderson.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I was, like I said, I was spitting hot takes during the sound story.
Were you?
It happened like midway through.
Were you really upset by it?
Doug, it's hard for me to get really upset by anything.
Yeah.
Did you interrupt sound story to break the news?
I did not.
I wasn't aware of it.
Fantastic.
That's why when Peter Epps said it, I go, oh my God, what in the world are they doing? Nolan Arenado did an interview with Katie Woo, Doug.
Woo, 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 Katie Woo.
That just was posted on The Athletic within the last hour. And this is what he had to say. Katie asked the question, veteran leadership has become a main topic this offseason. For you, what's the difference between veteran experience and veteran leadership? And how important was it for this club to replenish veteran presences with players who are also willing to be mentors? Nolan Arenado responded, I'm a big believer that to win a championship, you need a good veteran core with some good young players. If you don't have veteran players, I just feel like it's so hard to win because young players don't have that leadership, that experience you can lean on. When you have veteran players, you can lean on the fact that they've been there before, and I think that's how you win. Last year, we were fairly young, and obviously you saw the result of that. I think now that we have these young players back again, with a few additions of people that know what they're doing, Sonny being a stud, Lance Lynn, who's been there, done that before, Kyle Gibson has great experience. These guys have all been there before, and they've been on really good teams before. Adding that group of guys, and obviously having Matt Carpenter back is huge, because they know how to win, and a few of them know the Cardinal way. And I think that's a really big step for us. That's Nolan Arenado this morning on The Athletic.
Have we ever gotten a definition of Cardinal way?
Didn't Mike Matheny write a book or a
George? I thought it was George Kissel.
Did you know in the top of the fourth that Don Mattingly made the statement that it makes him think that the Stan Musial is in that body and running around here?
Sick.
And you?
See, that's how good he was there.
That's why they got him back.
I mean, that's pretty wild. Even
Stan
I forgot about that clip.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we should trash him too much. This guy was a 3-time All-Star. Now, it's true that his time has probably come and gone, like so many of the other All-Stars of the past, but he was a good Cardinal for a long time. So don't trash him personally.
Man, you
No, I
sound
said in
like
the
the
scheme of
biggest
things, it
beef
doesn't
dip
matter.
I've ever heard, Doug. Damn.
But he is
How much
a
did Mo
guy
just
that
Venmo you?
a guy that fans like, the players
You're on the,
like him.
you're on the payroll?
I am. Yeah. For every positive comment, I get another $10.
So much for that. We're not going to add any more salary unless we can dump some salary. We just added $750,000.
Well, I don't think that they would ever tell you that this is the move that's going to make a difference in
I
the
agree.
2024 club.
And I didn't say it, but I just think it's a good cherry on top of what has been just an unedible piece of crap cake that they have put together.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the season.
I need the money. They could have signed me. I'll stand there and not play and just
You were
go,
not a 3-time All-Star with the club.
Come on, Donnie. Come on, Donovan. Come on, buddy. I can do that.
I could see where it's possible that a guy like Carpenter, who's been around a long time, probably seen every pitcher there is to see in the major leagues, can pick some things up and tell some young hitters that watch when he does this, he might be tipping a pitch here or there. That's possible. And just by saying that, that's another $10 for me from the Cardinal Fund.
You got another 10.
Yes, I did.
And if I was a young player, I'd say, what are you telling me? You can't hit it. How you telling me how to hit
That's
it?
not
You
what.
can't
That's
hit
not
'em.
the way they treat guys who've been around, had long time careers. They don't.
I would.
Well, and you
Well,
wouldn't
I
last very long.
You had a buck
They'd
20
show you
last-
the door if you treated a veteran like that. They'd show you the door.
You had a buck 20 last year, old man. What are you telling me how to hit?
That's what I'm saying. He just had such a bad year that as a young Jordan Walker, I don't know if I could listen to a guy with it. What was it again? A negative .03.
I'm not going to
WAR?
repeat it. They might take the $10 back. Would you have rather them signed Albert Pujols for another year?
I would have loved
That would have been exciting, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
For the same kind of role.
Maybe Wainwright just in a strictly DH position, not pitching at all.
He's already got another job lined up.
Oh, okay. I think that would be fun.
Well, good luck to him.
Yeah, I wish him the best.
I think over the course of the year on the field, it would be largely a non-factor.
Oh, he will be a non-factor. I'm with you on that.
Oh.
He'll definitely be a non-factor on this team.
Don't you deny me my $10.
Does that cost you 10 if the plowhawk negates
Yeah,
it?
it can. It can equal it out.
Oh, my bad, Doug. I'm not getting away with
What are the odds he starts on opening day?
He won't.
Jackson is pursuing audio in which Randy Character was scolded by John Mozeliak during the Zoom call.
See that?
Yeah. Have you found it yet, Jackson?
What's up? I'm sorry. I'm looking for that.
Oh,
No,
come
you're
on,
fine.
Jackson.
You're fine, Jackson. You're
Have you found the audio yet?
No, I texted Rock because I figured he would know best.
Do they have it down there?
He hasn't texted me back, so I'm listening and to both the show and the audio trying
I'll
to
just go
find
walk in and ask him if you want.
it.
He was scolded,
He was.
so he didn't get his $10.
They
Stuff
took 10
adds
away
up
from you.
over the course of the season.
You work together, so they took 10 away from you.
I just try to see it from their point of view, and that's all I can come up with is he's going to be the last guy on the roster. He can play several positions if he has to, and he's a mentor to young players, and he doesn't cost him anything. It's darn near minimum wage
Oh,
for a
the
player
cost
with
is
his
non-existent.
years of service.
Yeah. And again, I'm not disagreeing with the things you're saying, Doug. I just can't believe he's still in the league. Like, from the year
Yeah.
he had last year.
He's
I
pretty
can't
lucky.
believe-
When 3 of the last 4 years he's hit below 200, he's darn lucky to still
Well, did
be
you
in
hear
the major
Mozeliak?
league.
Wow, we were excited when he got released. How many GMs get jacked up about teams saying, I'm done with this player. I have no need for him anywhere near my roster.
Yeah.
That's when you got excited?
Hmm.
Like, I just think of how they say it, when they say it. He's on a Zoom call. This is an emergency press conference for a 38-year-old. Again, Doug, what was it? Negative.
Oh, I'm not going to say it. I'll lose my money.
It was a little much. But again, it's perfect for me.
Well, let's not forget, he was signed and then released because they couldn't trade him. Nobody wanted him. That's why he was released, because they got him just to try and trade him with some other people, and they couldn't trade him. Said, well, we couldn't trade him. We don't want him.
Yeah.
So they released him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll show up at spring training in the best shape of his life. Throwing free and easy.
God, I hope that's said.
At least he got to grow the beard back.
We're in the time of the year when the articles all come out to say this guy's been lifting weights like he's never lifted before. He's put on muscle. He's really discovered a new hitting coach. This year is going to be completely different. Every year it's the same thing.
Yeah, when I saw the article on The Athletic, and it went up, like I said earlier this morning, from Katie Wooer, conversation with Nolan Arenado, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to hear what he has to say about, not opting out when he could have, and what has transpired since he elected not to opt out. Not only, limited acquisitions with regards to pitching, but also the team's last place performance in 2023. And it's, it's just not, there's not a lot there with regard to that part of it. But, he might not be the kind of guy who's going to get into airing that out publicly either.
No, he's smart enough to say all the things he needs to say to cooperate with the interview and not get himself in
really
controversy.
Surprised if he was like, oh, good, I'm glad I didn't opt out because we have this rotation, We got Wilson Contreras. I just don't, but,
I'm sure he said all that to his wife.
And he left about $100 million on the table. Well, God bless him.
That's the best way to approach it.
Yeah, I guess we should really be thankful that there's a superstar like that wanted to stay here. to play, not for the game or the money,
for
the love of the game and the fans, mostly the fans.
His wife's probably saying, "Thanks, honey. Another year in St. Louis. We could have been in L.A."
Well, that's probably where they are right now.
Yes, it is.
Not during the season, though.
No, half the time he's
Unless
here.
she stays in L.A. and doesn't really live with him.
She stays wherever the hell she wants to stay.
Well, they got 2 kids, I think.
I don't know.
They go to the children.
But I'm sure it's a really fantastic life to be that age and making $35, $40 million a year. Probably doesn't have a whole lot to complain about no matter where he is. I don't know if I get $10 for that or not.
All right, I'm going to shut down the Munganess St. Louis Acura. Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour now to allow Jackson to find this.
Rock doesn't know about it, and I can't find the full Zoom call because that's someone texting us at the end of the Zoom call. I can't find like the full Zoom call.
Cardinals don't have it on their.
I wonder if KG and O-Town could get that for us. That sting a little bit.
That's not going to get Jackson. He probably wants KG to come get it.
How about Randy knows where it is?
Jackson, do you think Randy knows?
Maybe. I don't. Again, it's at the end of the Zoom call. I can't find the full Zoom call. So the person texting in who like really wants this audio, can like send a link to the Zoom call. That would be lovely. Otherwise,
how did the public is just able to drop in on these Zoom calls now?
I don't know what the hell the deal is. Maybe 101 played the whole thing. I can try to look that way.
Oh,
if this
that's
audio
what- that's
sucks,
what
I
it was.
swear on everything. If this audio is like
That's what it,
Mozeliak-
101 did play it live.
Yeah, okay, then I can look there. If Mozeliak's just like, "Well, Randy, that's not a great question," then I'm not. Then this is going to really irate me.
I think he told him to put himself on mute. I think that's what.
Oh, gosh.
Lodo King says Marshy played it on Friday on the fast lane. Text Marshy. Doug, that's Marshy Marsh and the Playful Posse.
Probably asleep. It's 7:58.
It doesn't matter. The show is important.
Well, listener, tell us what time it was. We can go look at it on the
I'll find
podcast.
it. I'll find it.
With the risk of losing his sawbuck, I would say the thing that would make me upset is if Carpenter takes at-bats away from a guy like Lucan Baker, who absolutely tore it up in AAA and can't seem to get a very long opportunity in the major league.
Well, Doug, I think you're going to
Tore
get
it
pissed
up.
right away then, because I think he definitely will.
No, I
They're
hope
never going to give Lucan Baker a chance. They could have. It's a Luke Voigt situation. They're just not going to give those types of people a chance. Those guys will get chances elsewhere. Luke Voigt's a great example. This is exactly a Luke Voigt situation where when he did play, you're like, oh, this guy's not
led the major
terrible.
leagues in home runs.
And then he goes to the
years.
Yankees and just absolutely dominates, or the Nationals, or wherever it was. And so I don't think they're going to play Lucan Baker. If they haven't now, they never will.
How could you look at those numbers and say this is a guy that doesn't deserve a shot?
Because they look at Matt Carpenter's numbers and they go, that's better. He's done it. Look what he did in 2016. I know that was 7 years ago, but hey, look at what he did. And that's how they're going to justify giving at-bats to Matt Carpenter. So I think if that's what's going to piss you off, you're going to be pissed early.
Finding Zoom calls isn't my expertise. I'm more of a daily fantasy sports golf guy. That's from KG and Ota.
Coming up the season they had, would you have been okay if they had found a taker for Goldschmidt and Arenado and given Baker first base and Gorman third base and try to come up with some young pitchers for those two?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it would have had a nice take. You would have had to get some good pieces and really good pieces in return. I'm not just saying, I would have liked that trade with whoever. I mean, you need some major league or almost major league ready big name prospect.
We talked a little bit about what you're making reference to, Doug, that the reason why they didn't do that, I believe, is because they need that attendance revenue because of the uncertainty of the television revenue. I just think that Cardinal fans, even if it would wind up not working out, would be enthused by the idea of seeing a bunch of young guys, similar to what the Orioles have going on. And obviously the Orioles have a plethora. They need some starting pitching, but they have a plethora of position players. And okay, we're turning the page for the first time in the DeWitt ownership group. But I think the uncertainty of the television revenue, they're not certain that 3 million people would come in. And then they can't, in their minds, afford to take that chance.
But now we know they have the TV revenue, right? At least for 1 more year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah. But sooner or later they're going to have to do this. They're just delaying the Goldschmidt thing by a year or two.
Next year they're going to have to do it because they're going to lose 3 more pitchers. Now, if everybody was like Tim that understood baseball.
Not only match play, but baseball now?
Yeah, the fans.
Pretty much everything under
The fans would be
Get it
happy for a
right.
rebuild. We're not going anywhere this year. I'm happy that we got some young studs and some young pitchers in the future, but fans don't look at it like that. They want to win every year, and there's no such thing as a rebuild.
I have the audio.
Oh my God. Doug,
All right,
you wanted it?
I'm doing it like from my phone into my microphone. That's how we're doing it.
Veteran edition, but with a Carp type of mindset and experience. You're welcome. Randy Carricker, you should probably go on mute, otherwise we're all going to have to listen to you drive.
Yeah, that was reasonable.
Okay.
No, he wasn't scolding him. He just.
I don't like Mozeliak.
20 minutes of my life.
That was fun. That was funny.
Jackson just said 20 minutes of my life.
That was not.
It wasn't a bad
shot at
shot.
Mozeliak for that.
It was just noise.
Yeah.
I thought Randy was critical, and then Mo was shutting him
Yeah, that's
down.
what I thought too. No, Randy would be critical.
Swing and a miss from our listeners.
Randy absolutely has been great. Randy, the morning after they signed Sonny Gray, he goes, what'd they spend on Sonny Gray all in? I know they deferred a large portion.
75, I think.
That's what I thought. He goes, you could have saved $75 million and still been mediocre. And that did not play well down at Busch Stadium.
Oh, it didn't?
It did not. It did not play well down at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Randy Carricker is not rights holding.
He's very aggressive, and I love Randy for that. And he's right on the Sonny Gray thing. If that was all you were going to do, you might as well just not sign him at all.
But he doesn't make the $10 per positive comment. He doesn't need it.
The Cardinal Fund? Oh, yeah, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
God,
there's still a lot of free agents out there. I know they've said they're probably about done.
Name one.
Well, Montgomery's still out there, and Trevor Bauer's still out there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't those guys look pretty good in the rotation? Wouldn't you have a whole different kind of thought about the feel of the
Trevor
team?
Bauer signed with somebody.
I don't think that he has.
And Jordan Montgomery's not 35 yet, so we're waiting a few years for him. He's not quite ripe yet.
But if you put either one of those guys with Gray and the others, you'd feel a lot better about the team, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Steven Matz wasn't part of the rotation, absolutely.
Well,
he's going to be the death of the franchise.
I don't know that the franchise is going to fold.
Once the DeWitt signed that final paperwork to sell, they're going to look back at Steven Matz and go, man, what the hell? I thought it was going to be Cecil, but I think it'll be Matz. Because he teases you just enough to keep him in the rotation.
But he hasn't even pitched enough for the franchise to die because of him.
Just wait, we still got this season, Doug.
Blake Snell is still out there. Yankees have made an offer to him per Sports Illustrated 21 hours ago. I thought Sports Illustrated shut her down.
Yeah, they fired everybody.
So I don't know. Maybe it was one of those AI writing about it. Trevor Bauer is still out there as of...
yeah, they won't spend the money on Blake Snell. But maybe Bauer would be a bargain right now.
Yeah, as long as he stays out there. Maybe agent says, look, we're not going to get what you thought we were going to get, So you want to go to a team that's going to take a chance on you and just, have a good year and then take it from there.
Yeah. Well, you would think the Cardinals would be interested in something like that.
I'd take a shot on Trevor Bauer. I said that when I wanted Rodriguez, Bauer, and I think I mentioned one other person. We got none of them. They got none of them. Not part of it.
I don't know if the Cardinals would do it, but if they were to, I would imagine he would be in the 1 year category.
Mm-hmm.
And that would fit in what they're, my standpoint, clearly trying to do, which is to sign players to a low number of years. I think it's Arenado and or Arenado and Contreras are the only guys who are going to be under contract after 2026. How about that?
After 2026?
Yeah.
And you got Carpenter in the clubhouse to calm things down when he kind of gets mad.
I mean, this team could be butt-ass for so long.
Oh, I
think they set themselves up for this one now. They're going to be piecemealing a rotation for years.
Jackson's favorite texter is Eric in the Central West End. Is that right? Or is he...
Spot on, Tim.
And he says Jim Duquette and Jim... Doug, do you say Bowden or Bowden?
I think it's Bowden.
Both said Bauer will never pitch again in Major League Baseball. It's a shame these GMs are so woke.
Is that what it is?
I don't think it's woke. I mean...
A lot of key words hit there.
I mean, I think most general managers will figure out and read that they know that this is all bogus, the accusations the girl made, but he's been kind of a trouble in the clubhouse before.
Nobody likes problems off the field. They got enough issues to deal with on the field. They don't want controversy off of it, for sure. That's why Colin Kaepernick never found a home, too. Teams just didn't feel it was worth it.
Well, I'd take a shot on him. I don't think he's going to get more than 1 year. I don't think anybody's going to take a chance on him. The guy hasn't pitched in a year and a half.
Well, I wouldn't count this ball club out yet. If we can just get hot, we can make some noise.
How about that?
Yeah, we can just get hot. And things turn around in a hurry. Remember where Arizona was a year ago? It turns around in a big hurry for some teams.
Yep.
I
You're
really
gonna be terrible. Dog.
I think that the good plan is to get as old players as you can get and overpay them if you need to, trying to recapture past glory. Cha-ching! I'll take my $10 now.
Again, this just gets Venmo'd in?
I've made like $40 here in the last half hour.
The end of the day.
This works. Send your emails in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Send your questions, comments, erotic stories, criticism, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com for our QFTA that will come your way at either 11:15 or at some point this afternoon, depending on whether or not a sound story I have it at 11:30 is rescheduled because of the icy conditions. But it's always there, and you can go back and watch it at youtube.com/TMASTL or subscribe to the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jackson and I have done one every business day so far in 2024, but Jackson's vacationing in the Hamptons.
Oh, of course.
Next, is it next Thursday and Friday, Jackson?
That's right.
No.
Hey, Plowhawk, you'll do it with you.
Yeah, Plowhawk, you want to read erotic stories from guys?
Yeah, when is it? Next Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, I could probably find some time.
Speaking of which, we have one that we wanted to save to have the Plowhawk and Iggy give their verdict on. Doug, this one was sent in by a gentleman, and you guys do a good job of sniffing out the truth behind these things. Mm-hmm. We will have that on the other side of our top-of-the-hour commercial break. We close out the Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. The St. Louis Golf Expo is the can't-miss event of the year, giving golfers their first chance to see and swing clubs, which will be the talk of the golf world in 2024. Want to go for free? Go to the TMA app or TMASTL.com. Enter keyword golf, and you could win tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo. Welcomed by SSM Health, February 2nd through the 4th at St. Charles Convention Center. Take advantage of the lowest prices of the year on brand name clubs and equipment from the industry's leading manufacturers. Test out new golf clubs on an indoor driving range, lined with expert reps from the top manufacturers in the game, complete with skills contest and unbelievable prizes. Enjoy free lessons from top pros, a fully stocked 19th hole lounge, plus special areas for the kids, golf, fitness, and other exciting activities. Enter now on the TMA app and find out more at TMASTL.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer, as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Notrolls is a local family-owned business that takes pride in offering all-natural dog treats crafted with minimal ingredients and bursting with flavors such as peanut butter, chicken, and pumpkin. Their dental chews are designed to promote thorough teeth and gum cleaning, and the rawhide-free chews are gentle on dogs with sensitive stomachs. Visit Notrolls.com and enter the code TMA at checkout to enjoy an exclusive 15% discount along with free shipping on orders over $30. Don't miss out on these fantastic savings. Go to GNAWTURALS.com and apply TMA at checkout.
You've heard us talking about Mark Hanna from Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Mark and his team provide a personalized, holistic approach discussing cash flow, liquidity, debt, investments, insurance, taxes, and they pull it all together into a strategy that fits for each individual client. Start the new year off with a judgment-free conversation with Mark Hanna. Visit evergreenstl.com to learn more. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
And as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake?
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
This does put it in perspective.
It really does.
How do you like that? Jackson, you like it?
Percussion, yeah.
Love it.
Jackson's so pissed about having to find that.
It was so not worth it. Like, it's not even close. Like, we've had really bad ones in the past.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't editing like a social clip and trying to get that up at the same time.
I noticed that. There was another TMA Instagram, and then I could add it to my story, but I couldn't. My story that usually is just me adding things that Jackson says.
Yeah, so if I wasn't doing that, then it would be one thing. But I was like trying to get that up and also do like all the stuff. Other things I do, it was just like, all right, this is a lot. And I don't think that the payoff was all worth it. But hey, that's part of the gig, baby.
You can get through it, can't you?
Sometimes you gotta shovel some S.
Oh.
All right?
Yeah. All right.
Feel that.
Feeling good
Jeremy
now,
Rutherford coming up on Balloon Party?
Yeah, we got JR today, 10:45. Let me just triple check with JR that that's cool with him.
All right. Doug Blue's got themselves a Jim Dandy.
Yeah, they played very well. I went to that Hall of Fame induction on Friday night.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, it was great. They really put on a heck of a show.
Little Pavel's family was in town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brett Hull was there, of course. He always steals the show.
Oh, did Dimitra go in?
Yep.
He went in
awesome.
with Mike Liute.
Oh, cool.
And Susie Matthew, the longtime PR director of the team, basically ran the team in the early days of the franchise.
Were you invited or did you buy a ticket?
I'm one of the voters
really?
on who gets in.
See, I like how the Blues do it as opposed to the Cardinals. In terms of not everybody gets in, you don't need an exact amount each and every year. You wait a long time and...
Are you going to bash the Cardinals?
No, I'm just saying the difference between... Well, it's a subtle bash, but I'm saying I like how the Blues do it. Because if Alex Steen was a Cardinal, he would have had a red jacket 3 years ago. You know what I mean?
Well, this is only
really
the
good
second
player.
year the Blues have done this, so they're just getting around. Right now, they're still on the superstars.
I'm hoping that they don't do the year-to-year thing.
They will. They'll do it every year.
Well, the Cardinals have voters, too. Blue ribbon panel.
Yeah, and then the fans, I think, vote also, and there's a bunch of people that vote.
Well, that's a good class.
Pavel Dimitra?
Yeah, Dimitra's fantastic.
It's only their second year?
Yeah, he was great. He's near the top of their stats list in many categories.
Plowhawk is sensing something. He's not high on 38.
And Big Walt went in also. I suppose you don't think he was deserving.
Yeah, he should have, but what about Hull?
They didn't last year.
So they put them all in the 1 year?
No, they put 4 or 5 of the very best the first year, and now they're down to the second.
Red Berenson get in?
Yes.
Glenn Hull get in?
Yes.
All right.
Do you call him Mr. Goalie?
Mr. Goalie?
Adam Oates?
Not yet for Oates.
So Pavel Dimitra went in before Oates?
Yes.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
About Red Berenson?
We found our topic.
Gary Younger?
I got an MMF story to read.
Gretzky?
They were all there. Gretzky did not get in. He played here about a month and a half.
That's enough.
That would have been a fun one.
Yeah, I'm sure he's in the Missouri Sports Hall of
They've
Fame.
got gorgeous. They've got
He
gorgeous.
went down to Springfield for the banquet.
I don't think he went. That's why he's not in yet. You
have
got to
these-
go to get in, and he's not going to go.
They have these gorgeous blue Hall of Fame jackets with the logo on the side. That Bernie Federico had it on Saturday night. Beautiful jackets for Hall of Fame. It's a great thing.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, apparently not. Pavel Dimitra certainly didn't deserve to be on there. Doggone it all.
Oh,
He was a
my.
fantastic player.
Timmy Ecclestone?
He's not in yet. No.
Jack Plant?
I expect Joel Quenneville will probably get in at some point as the winningest coach in franchise history.
Why the hell shouldn't Steen be in the Blues Hall of Fame, you stoned jerk? That's from Vince Vaughn's Entrails.
He'll probably be there, I would think, next year, probably. Man, I had the best filet mignon at the Missouri Athletic
Oh, is that
Club
right?
that I think I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
How they do that, serving 300 people, I don't know. But they're just
That's really saying
fantastic.
something. Yeah, exactly, because of what you said.
Mhm.
You got to serve
Yeah.
300 fillets?
Something like that. God, it was fantastic.
How do you do?
Did you have it over east? Like, what do you have over? medium
However they
rare?
bring it.
Oh, you didn't have a... Nice.
No, it's just, here you go.
Who was at your table?
It's like we're going burgering.
Randy Carrick. I went with the St. Louis tax attorney, Mark Milton.
Oh, cute.
Randy Carrick. Cute. Well, he's done some things for me, so
No,
I said, all right, I
he's
can
a
return
great
a
for the
favor.
community, too. I love Mark.
Yeah, Martin Kilcoyne was there.
Martin.
Jeff Gordon, Jim Thomas.
Who was the MC?
Jim
Dan
Woodcock.
McLaughlin?
No, Chris Kerber and John Kelly.
See Jamie Rivers?
I did see Jamie
Yeah, going
Rivers. I
around the
saw
whole
Tom
room.
Stillman. I saw everyone in the Blues organization was there. Of course.
I'm writing, let's go Igging.
Let's go. I would read that.
Yeah.
Local gossip from a dying town in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Who was spotted at the Blues Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Here's Doug Vaughn, hobnobbing.
Shut up, you effing pumpkin squash moron.
Shut up.
Why do you research something before you spout off on it? Christ's sakes. Also check some stats on number 38, you wrinkled scrotal sack. Doug, that's John Lithgow's Harry Henry.
Shut up. I didn't
He
say
really was a heck of a
I didn't say
player.
he shouldn't be in. Doug said this is the second year. So I'm just thinking, there's so many great Blues in the past that you put him in before Pavel Dimitra?
Not many.
There's a lot.
He was awfully good.
Yes, he was.
Awfully good.
I mean, you said if this is like the 20th year of it, I said, yeah, it deserves to be
No.
in the second year.
He's right there at the second tier.
All right. Because Adam Oates wasn't very good either.
Well, he was good. He'll probably be there at some point.
Well, Demetra should be there some point, not in the second year.
Oh.
There you go. Tell me to shut up
Look
again.
at some of the stats.
Banny Boy in Bridgeton's not happy with the Plowhawk. Ask Plowsy what position Mike Liud played.
He's a goalie.
And an active agent in the NHL, by the way.
Bennington's agent.
Yeah, Benner Chicken Dinner, who had a wonderful game on Saturday.
Is Curtis Joseph in?
I don't believe he is
I
yet.
think he probably should win before Liud.
He'd be another one to be a big candidate for the next year, I would think. You can't put 15 of them in at the same time. That doesn't make sense.
Put me in as a voter.
You're not going to get in as a voter. You never go to a game. You didn't cover the team. You're not likely to be a voting candidate.
Just give me the filet.
I just want to. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a diehard Yankees fan. I just, tonight was a rough night.
You know what? I'm done. Goodbye.
You know who else was there? Was T.J. Oshie.
Did he say he was an Iggy fan?
A Yankees fan.
On the Francesa show.
T.J. Oshie was there. He was the guy who took the slap shot that hit Big Walt in the mouth, and the puck trickled in for his final goal as an NHL player. He talked about that, and T.J. Oshie was there in the crowd. Oh, gosh.
That's the one Big Walt lost like 9 teeth?
Yeah.
That's right at the end.
He came back out and played, didn't he, after he got stitched up?
No.
I thought he got stitched up and came back out.
That's going to hurt your campaign to get on this blue ribbon committee.
Straight to the hospital after that one.
Yes, Bob.
Yes, I wanted to talk about Tom Brady.
It's one of those. It felt like Iggy just kind of going around the room. But I'm glad you went. That sounds like a fun
it's
night.
a great
Doug.
night. Great
Noel
night.
Picard
If you're a
in?
Blues fan at all. Noel Picard is not in. No.
Stephen Wildwood is really not happy about this. The closest you get to covering hockey is falling on the ice, you F-nut. The guy died. That is why he went in early. Nice job, you F-nut. Chairman Stephen Wildwood, Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year, 2020.
So you're just saying he went in because
No,
he
it's
died.
not the only
You
reason
deserve
he
to be
went in. No.
You're worse than I am.
No, he's near the top in a number of lifetime
I
categories.
said he's a good player. Damn good player. I just didn't know everybody went in the first year.
Looks like they're doing a little reverse that you might see in football. The Phoenix finish with the D. Oh, what they gonna do? He's shooting the roof, Daddy. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
Roof.
We can all agree that we love that.
Oh, I can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it.
That's not only our drop of the year early, but it may be the drop of all time.
All-time drop. All-time drop.
I think
Going
so.
into the Hall of Fame. That guy will be in town for our Hall of
We gotta
Fame
get that guy on the
ceremony.
air.
Yeah, no offense to anybody who calls hockey, but if there's an opening in professional hockey, that guy got to get it, right? Like, everybody needs to be pushed aside for that guy.
Can you imagine if he was Zamboni's color
Yeah,
analyst?
Joey Zanaboni's about to take heat, Doug.
Zamboni's
Yeah,
color
we get
analyst.
ripped now. Dimitro's not only a good goal scorer and assist guy, his plus-minus with the Blues in these consecutive years, plus 11, plus 13, plus 34, plus 27, plus 13.
I take
He
it
had
back.
seasons where he scored
deserves to
37
be in
goals,
now.
28, 35, 36.
Is this when Armstrong sends you $10 too?
Yeah, I got 15 from the Blues.
I thought he had 40 one year. Didn't he have 40 one year?
Not with the Blues.
Was that a game winner in the second round against Dallas in Game 3 or Game 4 the year the Stars won the Cup? 99? Was that Game 3 or Game 4?
I don't know the years, Tim.
Little Pavel. He and Walter. Walter loved him some Pavel Dimitra.
Yeah, they did. They spotted him with Ottawa. They said he was in the minors. And they told the Ottawa GM, if you ever want to move Dimitra, we're very interested. And they just didn't have a place for him.
Yeah.
So the Blues gave him like Krister Martin or something. Somebody was not a factor at all and got this all-star player in return. Yeah, he was a dynamite player.
Yeah, Dimitra, Kachuk, and Mellenby was like the only line that could do anything in the postseason in 2002. And they had to go up against that Red Wings team that I can't imagine there's been a better team in the 21st century. But who knows, maybe somebody could point one out than the 2002 Red Wings. And that was the only time the Blues would have any chance to get anything going. He was sick, man. He was absolutely sick, and guys loved him, too. As tends to be the case on most hockey teams with most hockey players. And Walter, big fan. I saw that story Walter told about Pavel always talking about how he was the richest guy in his, I guess what, home country, Slovakia.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter said, how about I move over there and you can be the second richest guy?
Yeah.
Hey, Walter. Jackson, you're the richest guy on this show because you went to Horton Watkins and you are now liquid because of wagers you made with Circa this weekend.
That's right, Tim. The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now in Illinois. The Circa Sports app is sports betting the way it should be, and now you can play all day out there in Illinois. So if you live here in St. Louis, you just make the short drive across the river. If you already live in Illinois, sign up for the Circa Sports app because the Circa Sports app is sports betting the way it should be with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. Plenty to bet on this week: NHL, NBA, college hoops, and of course we have the AFC, NFC championship games next weekend that you can bet on, all with the Circa Sports app, which is now available in Illinois. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
There you go. And James Carlton normally comes in on Mondays, but will not be able to come in today with the ice conditions. Plow, we were talking about it during the commercial break. We peeked out to Olive. Nobody on the roads.
There's nobody anywhere right now.
See the our parking lot out in front?
My car and another car.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah.
You're up there too? Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not going to.
This would have been the day to park underneath under the.
Well, I want to park as
cement.
close as possible to walk.
That was my
But this was
reasoning, too.
walking with no ice. Park underneath the garage. There's no ice.
Yeah, but
You
the
gotta go
crossing the
steps.
alley and the steps, that was my
And you
thought
got to go up the
process.
steps. I didn't know how much ice was out there.
You go up any steps.
But you don't go any steps to go into the building?
I think Doug's talking about the way below.
Oh, you park in the.
Oh,
way down
yeah,
below.
yeah,
Yeah, in
oh,
the
yeah, you're
garage
right.
there.
Now I agree with you now.
Yeah, there's no ice down there whatsoever.
Yeah, you're 100% right. That was dumb. Now I agree. That was dumb. I was for the dumbs.
I bet James is busy today, though.
Holy moly. Thank you, Plowhawk, keeping me on track. Yeah, I would bet. I'm telling you, when I went down my driveway, I nearly hit the back of the carport. I mean, I nearly dislodged the carport.
Oh, gosh.
It's like I just
Could have brought the
texted
whole
my-
house down.
Had to attach the bungee cord.
Yeah, that one support pole was holding the whole place up.
Go online, carltoninsurance.net. Make the switch. You'd be happy to do so because James is the best. 314-961-4800. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm. Well, Jackson, we've been waiting a week to do it, and now we got it. Doug, it's time for an erotic story, and the Plowhawk and Iggy will be able to let us know how accurate this representation of a very hot MFF was.
And it actually happened?
So this is an account from a local listener?
Yes.
It's fake.
I'm already concerned, thank you, Iggy, but I just wanted to make sure I knew where the source was.
This is a true story.
It's already fake. If you
Sounds legitimate to me so far.
It's like
I've been in a dozen threesomes, but only with two different sets of partners. One was a MFF that happened once, and the other was an MFM that happened many times. Today, I'll tell you about the one-off. I was married until I was 28, and I had been with her since I was 19. Let's just say I missed out on my prime dating years. I won't go into details about the divorce, but let's just say when I got freed, I wanted some action bad, and I mean real bad. Tinder and dating sites were not a thing when I was last single, and I had no idea what to do with them. I downloaded a few different apps to include Tinder, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, all the ones I thought were just hookup apps. To move the story along faster, this event came from Plenty of Fish. They had a category in the What Are You Looking For section called Casual Encounters. That is what I was looking for.
Was it?
I was messaging pretty much every girl I found cute that came up, not even reading their profiles. So I got a few replies. One was from an African-American girl who said, "So, you're okay with doing this? We like your profile and pictures." I didn't know what she was talking about, so I read the profile. It turned out they were lesbians who were looking for a white guy with blue eyes to impregnate them.
Sure they were.
Yeah,
Absolutely they were.
I can't even... So
Happens
what is
all the
actually
time.
supposed to be real in this?
So far, I can't argue with anything. Sounds so real to me.
It sounds so St. Louis
We're
to
looking
me,
for
obviously.
someone to impregnate us.
A stranger.
Yeah, a stranger. We know nothing about you except we saw a picture of you. Come get us pregnant.
So these are gorgeous lesbians who can't
course they
seem to
are.
get anybody to bang them. Am I correct on that? That accurate? This sounds like Bizarro World,
But
like
they're
the
itching to
exact
reproduce.
opposite of what would happen in normal society. Right, Doug?
Yeah, I think it's real.
So everybody's in agreement this is real?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This
Sounds
feels
absolutely real.
so authentic.
Me being a horny-ass MFer continued the conversation and ended up saying, yes, I'll do it.
Again, like they're drawing straws. Like,
well, it's what you would want. Is you would want to impregnate two total strangers and have to pay for the children for the rest of your life.
So let's just start with this,
Yeah,
and
but you
then
don't think
we'll
about the
continue.
money.
But a guy met two complete strangers on a dating site who wanted to have their baby, which means you're not wearing a condom. Continue.
We set it up that I'd go to their apartment that night that was near the airport since it was that time of ovulation, I suppose. So I drank a few of my nerves and head that way. It was about a 35-minute drive from my house. As I got a few blocks away, my nerves started hitting me pretty hard. I had to stop at a QT near their place and grab a 24-ounce of Busch Light. I got the courage to make my way to their apartment and texted them, letting them know I was outside.
so this guy who had to stop by and chug a tall boy a Busch is the one going to be impregnating the gorgeous lesbians.
Yeah, both of them.
But the one in the picture came down to meet me, and I was relieved she looked like her pictures.
Shocking. She was even more
so
pretty,
far.
probably, than the picture.
Yeah.
I can't wait
Bigger
to get you
boobs.
pregnant, honey.
We walked up the stairs, and she said she's been waiting for you on the bed.
Oh, God, yeah, sure.
So now they're already... The foreplay's not even needed. They're already ready, Doug.
I was hoping it was her I'd be with, but when I walked in the apartment, I saw her partner, and let's just say she was the man in the relationship.
Oh, no.
I'm talking that she looked like a muscular man, but with boobies. I set my beer down and said I needed to use the restroom before this starts, kind of stalling. And then they told me where it was, but said don't flush because there's a problem with the toilet.
Oh, now I think it might be real.
This sounds a little bit more real now.
All it takes to trick this day is a plumbing issue.
Right.
I mean, go back to my telepersonal story. I mean, you're out the door, dude. You can't, there's no way after that you can just go back in there.
So you leave because of the plumbing issue?
I left because she didn't look like she was her
Didn't
picture.
he see the pictures of the women? He just got the picture of one and not the other?
He said he did. I guess she turned into a man after he saw the picture.
Oh. While I was weeing, I decided it was time to toughen up and just do it. Look at that, Doug. That's inspiring. He ought to come and speak at corporate events.
He's a little champion.
Breathing heavy and just getting it through.
I get back to the bedroom, and they are both naked on the bed. The hot one gestured me to the front of the bed and, let's just say, fluffed me. The time came, and it was time to do my duty. I took a big sip of Busch Light and mounted.
You brought the Busch can in with you?
God,
Oh,
you're
that's
not done
classy.
with the tall boy yet? God,
See,
you got an open tall boy walking
They got
in?
a toilet doesn't work. The one you're going to get pregnant looks like a man, and you walk in with a Busch Light can?
It's definitely a trailer park.
Oh,
I've
God
never
almighty.
heard it more clear to be a trailer park in my life.
It lasted about 30 minutes with the cute one just kissing her partner and touching her the whole time. I was hoping she'd want some of me, but nope.
No, she didn't.
Anyways, I finished the job, and it was actually really great and felt amazing. The next day, I got the text asking me when I was coming back. I told them, not knowing which one it was, that I was unsure if I would continue. She said we can meet up whenever, even without her girlfriend, if it made me more comfortable. I got nervous after that and never responded again. I have no idea if my seed worked or not, but it was one crazy-ass night, and that's from Tiny PP.
That may be the fakest story I've ever heard from our listeners.
Yeah, I mean, at Bravo to Beer Cat, could that...
Well, did he get her pregnant? We didn't get that.
Well, he said he didn't want to. And then the good-looking one said, I'll have you without the girl. There's no way. This is a lesbian couple that wanted to get pregnant. You got her, I don't know if she got pregnant or not, but you did the deed, and then she said, I'll be with you on my own. We don't need her. There's no way that happened.
And usually gorgeous lesbians, and again, this is just a guess. They like women, for one, but that's not, right now that's not even in the top 5 concerns for me about this story.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be a little bit pickier because they're able to.
And they're lesbians looking to have a baby together. I don't think she's going to all of a sudden now not be a lesbian and be with you on her own.
And, like, what happened to the toilet again?
I was just backed up, Plow.
If lesbians want a child, how do they go about doing that?
I mean, there's a lot of sperm that's frozen. I would assume that sperm banks are probably...
Usually David Crosby, right?
Melissa
That's an
Etheridge's-
option.
Bing
Yeah,
Crosby?
I think he got Melissa Etheridge's girlfriend pregnant.
He did.
Bing Crosby did?
That's correct. Doesn't he like orange juice or
He did orange juice commercial. Dad, aren't all orange juice the same? No, Nathaniel. Much difference in orange juice as there is in Hope and Crosby.
Hey, drink it, I'll beat your ass.
So
yeah,
this
I
is-
hate to say it, but this story is fake.
Why do you hate to say it?
Well, I don't know what's real. Like
None of it.
Sometimes, like a part of a story turns into like obviously lesbians want to be impregnated, but usually there's like truth to like the beginning of the story or the middle of it. I can't sniff out any of the truth outside of the fact that 100% agree that he thought by QT and got a tall boy a bush.
That makes sense.
That's about the only thing.
Plumbing
I
not
can see.
working, yeah, that's really.
No, he's throwing
Understandable.
things. He's throwing
Pipes are
things in
freezing,
there
Doug.
to make us think. Oh, if it's fake, why would I mention the toilet? That's why you did it. For the fact that you would say
Little details. So
well, why would I mention a busted toilet for one real? That's why you put it in there.
And I hope that guy understands that, like, bringing this story to us, obviously we're very experienced in lesbian impregnation.
Yeah, we've all been
stories. I
there,
mean,
what he
it's
went
like
through.
Another one, great.
We've all been there.
But we never believe any of it. So I hope he's not mad that we don't believe this.
Well, he's in the
because this
YouTube
one's
chat, Plowhawk, and he says it's 100% true.
Well, we don't agree. I don't agree. I don't know about Tim and Doug, but me and Plowsy don't agree. It's just
If one of these stories was true, we still wouldn't believe it.
yeah, we'll never know. But I find it odd that you were married, you lost all your good years to have sex. You're on these dating sites. You're just trying to hook up, and you hook up with some lesbian couples that want to have a baby. That's the ones you pick.
Well, people don't believe your stories.
Well, I
and you
don't
claim
care.
that they're true, and he's got a story now, and we don't believe him.
Well, you can't poke holes in mine. I poked a few holes in this one.
The least surprising part of this is that they were renters, lived near the airport, and did not have indoor plumbing. That's from glove blogger Tom Trafford.
Yeah. And to be that, wouldn't it be embarrassing to say, don't flush, it's not working? You go in, there's a couple of turds floating there.
And honestly, if my toilet isn't backed up, we're lesbians, not in a huge hurry. Baby can wait a day.
If it's backed up.
Let's get ourselves, that cleaned up, and then maybe call them back and have them come back the next week.
If it's backed up, you plunge until it's not backed up anymore, right? You don't just sit it there.
Yeah, it's not like there's like a dead animal in there. It's like
Right.
it's just
You
toilet
keep
paper
plunging.
that disintegrates.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you get Drano, which never works. And ultimately you get Roto-Rooter. And then finally you call a plumber. You don't just let it sit there.
Yeah, the Drano is right before you call the plumber and go, yeah, now it's clogged with Drano.
Yeah. It doesn't ever work.
It doesn't ever go down. It just sits there in like a sludge.
It's like the Meet the Fockers. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Oh.
Think about that, Doug. You can win tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo on the TMA app and TMASTL.com. Enter keyword golf on the TMA app. St. Louis Golf Expo is the can't-miss event of the year, giving golfers their first chance to see and swing the clubs. Take advantage of the lowest price of the year on name-brand clubs and equipment from the industry's leading manufacturers. That is the St. Louis Golf Expo, coming your way here in a couple of weeks. And Doug, you've got nostrils to tell people about?
I do.
Yum.
Yeah, and you'd want to know about nostrils if you have a dog that would like a treat. My dog Dora certainly loves treats, and yours would too. You're wondering, what do nostrils look like? Well, here's a couple samples. I'll hold them up to the YouTube cameras. This is little pouches. They come in, little green pouches. This one is many twisted sticks of chicken, and this one is hideless bone, ribbed bones, also chicken flavor. My dog loves those. Elway, John Vaughn's dog, loves them. The dog Plowsy gave him to loves them. Your dog will love them too. Nostrils is a locally family-owned business that takes pride in offering all-natural dog treats, crafted with minimal ingredients and bursting with flavors, such as peanut butter, chicken, and pumpkin. Their dental chews are designed to promote thorough teeth and gum cleaning, and the rawhide-free chews are gentle on dogs with sensitive stomachs. Visit nostrils.com and enter the code. I'll give the code now. TMA. That's the code, TMA. You enter that at checkout, and you get an exclusive 15% discount along with free shipping on orders over $30. So don't miss out on these fantastic savings. Go to nostrils.com. And now what I'm going to do is spell nostrils.
Do it!
GNAWTURALS.com. That's nostrils, as though you're gnawing on something natural. And apply TMA at checkout to get that 15% discount.
Longo Biggs is a loyal TMA sponsor, and they're online at LONGOBIGGS. That's Longo Biggs. And if you are injured in a car accident, you need an attorney, you need the best one you can find. If any of my family or friends are ever injured in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo at Longo Biggs Injury Law. For nearly 10 years, Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo have been recognized as the top 40 under 40 personal injury lawyers by Super Lawyers, the National Academy of Personal Injury Attorneys, and the National Trial Lawyers Association. In a personal injury case, there can be a substantial amount of money on the line, and these guys know how to get you every last dollar possible. They're smart, they're tough, and they're aggressive. They routinely get high-dollar settlements, $100,000, $500,000, $1 million settlements, you name it. They've gotten it while fighting for their clients. Go online at LONGOBIGGS.com. That's LongoBiggs.com. Remember, the choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Text into the Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty, online at JEFFLOTTMANN.com. 314-881-TMA5. Email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email. The day Bucks swoop with a 1-goal lead on a very dangerous Brian Henson and calcified ear. And they have Kevin Miller, the JV golf coach, Marion Little Jack, Jimmy Stronglegs, and Blueberry Pop Pop. Star-studded leaderboard in the month of January as we head down the stretch. Doug, you are out tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I am here tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
I'm here tomorrow. And I'm out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
No, well, that's breaking news. KG and O-Town will be in, and KG and O-Town has now, per edict of Jamie Burkhardt, been invited to participate in the Munganess Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown after he won and cashed last week.
Well, the more the merrier. Maybe he can teach us a few things on how to do research to get better teams. I don't get to do the research, so it won't help me, but, you know, he could be a nice little mentor for Iggy and his
Is he picking
golf
out of a
teams.
box, too?
No, he gets to research it. Okay. So that's what makes him a real threat. But also a nice mentor, kind of like Matt Carpenter.
He's a leadership guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Doug. And now it's off to San Diego.
Now it's on to Carnute.
For Torrey Pines this weekend. We've got ourselves the Final Four in the NFL. The Chiefs win yesterday in Buffalo, and the Lions win yesterday in Detroit, and Plowhawk the Packers, lost Saturday in San Francisco. Looked like we were going to get Green Bay at Detroit for about 59 minutes in a wet San Francisco, Santa Clara, and then earlier the Ravens beat the Texans. The Final Four is set. The 1 seeds both in, hosting the 3 seeds in each league.
Kicking.
Yeah.
Couple games came down to kicking. I always pull for the kickers to make it, no matter what team, because they only have one job and there's so darn much pressure on them. They're kind of all alone there on an island, and when they miss, they just take the whole weight of the game with them. I always feel bad for them. And they won yesterday in Buffalo. The wind was a huge
Hawk was up.
Yeah, pushed it way to the right. They're so tired of wide right in Buffalo, they can't stand it.
Oh, they are. Peter King's column this morning, really good on that. Here's Jim Nance's call.
It's a minute of support in the building. If he has to make one for us, the game on the line, he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The 2 most dreaded words in Buffalo have surfaced again.
Great computer. Yeah, that was.
Should I even ask for Kevin Harlan's, or is it still going to be?
Oh yeah, ask for it. Yeah,
all right, here we go.
We're going to stutter.
Tyler Bass will try a 40.
Yes, we're going to stutter.
Pause, let me come in. I think I know
Come
a
on,
solution.
Pause.
I think I have a solution for it.
Oh, it's all good. I'm going to open them up in the other Adobe.
Is this caused by the ice?
Yeah.
The cuts are sliding around like.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's go with that.
Did you get a new computer? And it's still happening?
Never got that computer.
Quite yet. Close.
Yeah.
It's here.
It was nice that I missed cashing my DraftKings team by 2 points, and
different subject.
Pacheco just let's lose 4 yards here and end up with 97.
Oh,
idiot!
Gosh. Well, I guess I'm pulling for the Lions at this point. It's because they've never won it. I was kind of pulling for Buffalo for the same reason.
I don't know. I'm just a Chiefs fan. I like Kelsey. I like Mahomes. I like seeing Taylor Swift. Jason Kelsey was a scream last night. What the hell was he doing up there?
Well, his brother was playing.
Well, I know he's playing, but I don't know why he's up there. He's got his shirt off, drinking beers, acting like an idiot.
Well,
I had a great time
Which
watching
I thought was
the playoff
funny,
game.
but still, I don't know what you're doing out there with your shirt off.
those Kelsey boys are real cards.
At one point, he jumped out of the suite into the stands and started walking around.
He had some cocktails with the Bills Mafia tailgating.
Yeah.
That was great. That was probably the most entertaining part of the game. It was a good game, but
That was a great game. Instant classic.
yeah. I thought the Packers and Niners game, it was free money for the Packers, but it was disappointing to have that game I wouldn't say in the bag, but all the momentum there in the world, and just couldn't finish it off. That was disappointing, but a great season nonetheless. But San Francisco is vulnerable.
I don't know on that. I'd be curious. I told myself I'd look at the spreads before. And if your exact reasoning is why I wonder if, and I really want the Lions. I mean, in a big way, I really want the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why Brock Purdy and the 49ers are favored by 7, God, and the Ravens are favored by 3.5. The reason why I have a feeling people may doubt the 49ers is because of Brock Purdy, who looked bad. You're right. I mean, I think he was bad. I don't even think he was like a C. I think he was bad. But for whatever reason, and I don't know if Jordan Love had the same issue, but Purdy was having a real tough time gripping the ball. He started with a glove on his hand, and then he switched that and took it off. But then they showed one replay. It was a great angle by the Fox cameras. And Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson noticing as he took his steps back to throw, he shook water off of his hand. He's already, dropping back. So I wonder if the conditions are not like that this coming Sunday, and that is the late game for the NFC Championship, if he has his correction and he is back on, and the guy you saw on Saturday night against Green Bay is nowhere to be found. I want it to be the Lions. I don't really care one way or the other on the Chiefs or Ravens, but I want it to be the Lions, so I'll be hoping Purdy is no good. But, yeah, I agree. I was watching that, and I didn't realize what was going on. I'm like, my God, he looks terrible.
Yeah.
Throwing ducks. Well, Jordan Love didn't look terrible, but he's much more prone to bad weather games anyways.
Yeah.
So I get the difference there. Some of those, it could have been a lot worse if Purdy didn't throw some ducks. We maintained and held McCaffrey in check for the most part. He could have 100+ yards every week.
Yeah, they held him in check until he ran for like 44 yards.
That one run, killed it. But Aaron Jones was dicing him up too. I thought that game was a great game to watch, and a kicker. It was a bad snap, bad hold. Hard to blame just one. There's a lot of things that need to go right in a rainy game to get a kicker.
Yeah, they didn't have the ball
40+.
perfectly positioned there on the hole.
But he missed 6 PATs this year too. So LaFleur, I think they even quoted saying, like after he missed it, they asked him before the game about the kicking situation. He just holds his breath. That's literally.
Well, what's he doing on the team then?
You can't
make the point after
midway through the year and.
Oh yeah, you can.
Well, I just don't. Teams have done that.
I think this guy's got a huge leg, so they think his potential is unlimited, but not very accurate right now, and it cost him a playoff.
Well, we went to OT. If they would have scored, we're still tied. That's what really sucks.
I realize there may be an overcorrection on the Purdy thing, and the 49ers could wind up beating the Lions comfortably, but looking at the Super Bowl odds, Doug, who do you think is the favorite to win it?
Baltimore?
Nope. The 49ers, plus 140. Ravens, plus 200. Chiefs, plus 300. I think the Lions at plus 700 is a great value. I really do. And that's not because I'm really pulling for them. I just think any of these 4 teams could win it. And I don't think that's like a, I felt the same way about the college football playoff. I think that's the case this year. So to get 7-1, I don't know. I wouldn't mind that.
I don't know. After watching Baltimore Saturday, I don't see how anybody beats them. They're just good on both sides.
They
of the
just.
ball.
I think I talked about this. I think it was on Balloon Party that I feel like the Baltimore Ravens have been damn good for almost. It's certainly not every year of the 2000s, the 21st century, but they have been really good. They've won multiple Super Bowls, but they just kind of fly under the radar, And I don't know necessarily why, but I get the sense they are dominant, and I agree with you that they are in another world. But because they don't have the glamour, I guess I don't know. They have the MVP,
lousy uniforms.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Jackson, where are you on their uniforms?
The all-black Ravens is outstanding. The purple on black, not a great look, but I think the Ravens have outstanding uniforms overall.
Oh, wow, Doug, how about that? That's a controversial take.
Well, he's wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
I think we have great uniforms across the board. Lions not great, but everyone else is really good.
I like the Lions blue. That color's pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of boring.
I'm sorry.
I'm not a fan of the uniforms in the AFC, and I like the uniforms in the NFC.
I would prefer the Bills versus Ravens in terms of uniform matchups. But
Bills could easily have won that game without the field goal. I mean, that
Josh
last
Allen
drive, Allen missed a couple of passes or they score.
Diggs dropped one, just went through his hands, and the one that Allen underthrew, but in fairness to him, his left tackle was hitting him because he had been blown up, and so he had to get rid of it. If he steps up to get a little more momentum on that, I think he probably gets sacked. I don't think he had the time to do it, but that was really underthrown.
Yeah, that was Shakir, which would also let me cash.
Oh, we're getting back to you again, aren't we?
He also had Diggs, and Tony Romo pointed out, which was good on the broadcast, he had Diggs wide open on the shell across there.
Yeah.
But then again, for Kansas City, he probably should have scored another 7. Fumble the ball on the 1-inch line through the end zone.
Well, McCole Hardman,
cost him
Doug.
7.
He had 2 fumbles, 2 receptions for a yard, and I think a negative 1 yard rush.
Well, there are guys who've had better playoff games.
Name 1,000.
Well, almost everyone.
I'm not kidding. My hip hurts so bad, bro.
It still does now? It's getting worse?
A doctor visit, yeah.
Uh-oh. You got a fracture?
I don't know what that feels like.
Did you put ice on it?
And no real ice bags. I'm not just going to go open ice and just...
I'll get you an ice bag, Plow. I'll get you some ice.
Oh, dude, it is unreal pain.
Did you take any aspirin or anything for it?
No, I was on a slip and slide.
Well, I mean, now. I'm sure we got a...
I just discovered,
case here.
I think a couple weeks ago, about that little secret stash closet with the Tylenol extra strength and all that stuff.
Yeah, every workplace has that.
I'll get some of that before the show. I didn't mean to, halt the show there.
End of football discussion. Let's talk about you.
No, I thought it was the end of the football discussion in
okay.
general. I think the Ravens have the sickest unis.
Oh, you like them?
playoffs.
I don't care for
love
them.
I like the center. I like the logo in the center of the field, too. You got the Maryland flag. I love all that stuff. Baltimore's gritty. Kind of like them.
The city?
Yeah.
Gritty
Detroit
like St.
and
Louis is
Baltimore.
gritty. We're a lot like Baltimore. Similar size, similar crime, similar falling apart.
So we're basically in the AFC Championship game, technically.
Kind of, yeah. It's our sister city.
Morning, boys. Why didn't any of you shed tears over Sean Strickland like Dan Le Batard's producer? Doug? It's from Jimmy 2 times? What does that mean?
I don't understand any of that.
Sean Strickland, UFC fighter, very anti-LGBT community. There was a reporter asking him about why he's so anti-LGBT, and Sean Strickland went off on a cursing, vicious tirade, talking down to people. They allowed it on ESPN. Dan Le Batard's producer did not like the fact that ESPN didn't have a backbone and cut away from it and kind of let that
Wow, thank you for the
hate speech
information.
pretty much go on.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, so Dan Le Batard, producer, was very upset with how ESPN handled that UFC live press conference. Context.
There's what
Okay.
Jimmy 2 times.
It wasn't the
was
best
referencing.
look for Strickland, but it's a UFC fighter getting hit in the head, so it's like, I think you take any of this with a grain of salt.
It's the guy speaking. It's not ESPN speaking.
That's what
The guy says something stupid.
I think they meant
the
to
network's not on the hook
cutting
for.
the feed, or I don't know who's in. I don't know. I think that's what the
Cut
rant
his
was
mic.
There's a transgendered player won an not an LPGA event, but a LPGA sanctioned women's event over the
Yeah, I
weekend.
saw that. She's in the kind of the Corn Ferry version of the LPGA.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called.
But yeah, that's the context. And
But if you finish in the top 5, you go straight into, I think, the Epsom.
Epsom salts?
No. I think the league is called the Epsom, which is a step right below the LPGA, where if you qualify for that, you get an LPGA card. And the LPGA is all for it. They said, yeah, she met the criteria. You have to go through the transition for, I think, 2 years. You have to have the full transition.
Yeah.
You have to take the hormones for a couple of years, and then they say, okay.
I think it's completely unfair. I think when in doubt, play on the men's sports.
I think it's some sports, yeah, but there's other sports that, I don't think
Like what?
Well, like golf.
Crew.
Well, like golf. When
Crew,
he became a she lost like 20 miles per hour on her club head speed. So she's basically the same club head speed as a woman now. She's not hitting as far as she did when she was a man. But I think other sports like weightlifting and track and field and swimming and things like that.
Oh, of course, it's totally unfair.
But that was what Dan Le Batard, and I think he did cry.
He cried over it.
He got very emotional. Let's just say
Dan
that.
Le Batard got emotional?
No, it was his producer.
The producer
It was on his.
cried.
I don't know if Le Batard actually gave it 2 cents in or not. That I can't give you.
Because somebody said something he disagreed with, so he cried?
It was really bad. I wouldn't, if I'm ESPN, I wouldn't have wanted to air the rant either. It was uneducated as well. Like, there was no fact base to it. It was very much so scream your opinion, but in a lot of vulgar, uneducated terms. So, like, I think that's what really pissed Le Batard producer off.
Yeah.
With the lack of fact-based knowledge. So you need to listen to HD2.
Tears like when Iggy saw that whale?
Or when Mickey Mantle was interviewed.
Oh, God, Lady Gaga, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're in the industry that you should know about freedom of speech. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things on the Le Batard show that is probably stupid and shouldn't have been said, but you just let it know. A lot of people disagreed with him probably when he brings up a topic.
Right.
Hey, it's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. Well, guy made a fool of himself, I'm sure. ESPN isn't fault. Let the guy talk.
Doug, the Colonel, has joined us throughout the course of the football season at about 9 o'clock. He's not doing it now, but sometimes we exchange covers of our respective hometowns.
Pleasantries.
Sports pages. And I went to the front page STL today. The big story this morning is City SC loans Miguel Perez to Birmingham of USL Championship. And then St. Louis pharmacy student in race to become all-time college basketball scorer. And then a column asking if Lance Lynn is the weakest link. I asked Gabe, do they have anything like that in Kansas City this morning? Because we kind of got a lot, you know.
The scoring record at St. Louis School of Pharmacy is about to be broken? Is that what it says?
It says St. Louis pharmacy student in race to become all-time college basketball scorer.
Oh.
See, that's
kind of
terrible quote, too.
tidbit.
All-time college basketball scorer in the school or of all time?
Sounds like of all
breaking
time.
Pete Maravich's record here?
And what basketball league?
It's probably NAIA.
As I'll read the story. As the leading scorer at any level of women's college basketball, Grace, do you pronounce it Bear or Bayer?
I've always said Bear, Tim.
Has performed her entire career largely unseen and underappreciated. She sometimes threatens to score more points than there are fans in the stands, clapping their hands. Her biggest games have had few witnesses. There were 123 on hand to see her score 59 points at Columbia College in January. No one bothered to list the crowd the day she had 57 against McPherson. Her 51 at William Woods 2 weeks ago were seen by 395. But she gets plenty of attention from opposing coaches and players who have tried to devise ways to slow the guard at University of Health Sciences and Pharmacy.
Gee.
You said Bear or Bayer?
I've always said Bear, Tim.
Has been on the receiving end of cheap shots and clawed hands. She even has been derided for her scoring, which has led all NAIA players the past 3 seasons from the obscurity of a tiny campus nestled amid the Washington University Medical Campus. NAIA is the answer.
Right. It's where pharmacists go to school, future pharmacists. Right. Supposedly it's a top-notch school.
Obviously, all-time leading scorers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty depressing that that's on the front page, right?
Well, it's a nice
that
little
what we're
story,
trying to
though.
get at?
A local player's all-time leading scorer in college basketball. That's a story.
What paper is that?
The St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
But it's for a pharmacy school in the NAIA.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't
That's
think
like
it's
the
front-page
XFL.
headline,
It's
but
like somebody in the XFL breaking the rushing record and the NFL breaking it and going, oh, hey, we got a new football all-time rushing record. It's just because it's the same sport. It's not the same. NAIA and...
No. But it's kind of an interesting little tidbit, isn't it?
Okay, put Tyler Hansbrough in the NAIA. Let's see if we can get the record broken.
That's different.
Is it below the article on St. Louis City loaning a player to Birmingham?
You see Caitlin Clark?
That's the big story.
Caitlin Clark got run over yesterday. Did you see that?
Yeah, but if you looked at it, she actually went the initiator sometime.
Well, Plowhawk, she was allowed to be on the court, and that fan was not.
That is true. No, I'm completely agree.
So I saw that being talked about yesterday. It's like, let's establish ourselves here.
I like the Iowa coach coming at the fans of Ohio State too. Yeah. In terms of at the press conference.
And Ohio State apologized for it.
I think the AD came up to Caitlin Clark personally.
Yeah.
From what I read. So that's nice.
Yeah.
The AD tried to
You do have to be
eliminate-
careful. You think nobody's going to do anything, but people are nuts today. You never know.
Oh yeah, I would never run on the court. Couldn't see myself doing that.
I missed all the big stories yesterday.
Well, you could see people running on the court or charging the field after a big win in football. That's all fun, but nowadays it's just hard to trust people that they won't do something stupid.
Yeah, or a player that's pissed off that they just lost, and you have a couple of 19-year-old students who have no athletic ability at all saying you suck. Yeah, it's probably pretty hard to just turn around and walk to the other locker room.
Yeah.
It's so sexy when Jackson's dander gets up during a basketball take. My pre is seething.
Oh, don't.
That's from Danny Tanner.
I wasn't like Matt Plowhawk. I just saw that a bunch of people were like,
yeah.
Look, she's I'm like, she's supposed to be on the court. These fans are not. So
yeah, I kind of.
She just came off scoring 45 points against a Big Ten opponent like that. Like,
Can pre-seethe?
I beg your pardon, sir?
I don't even know what that means.
It's like bubbling over. It's like a volcano ready to explode.
It's mad? Did she throw a shoulder into the guy or something, and he was actually bigger and knocked her over? Is that
no, she ran to a woman. The woman was running head up her ass, and Caitlin Clark's trying to leave the court, and she runs into her.
Oh. Fozzie said she initiated it. It just sounds like she was trying to get off the court.
You guys air uneducated opinions constantly. Thanks, Wardrobe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I said we're on HD2.
Give us an example.
Wardrobe, please give us an example. You can call in 636-9004-TMA. Burke, how'd your date go? That's from Sweet Sweet Kai.
Sweet Sweet Kai talking too much.
You like that, Doug? Sweet Sweet Kai talking too much. I like that.
Sounds like it didn't go well.
Was that
Doing great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Where'd you go?
Same girl?
Yeah.
Where'd you go, bro?
Where did I go? Do I want to release that information?
Well, it's in the past.
You've
It's
already
already
been
done
there.
it. So what does it matter now?
Are you going to go there again? If it's a bar that you are going to frequent quite a bit, I wouldn't.
We went to Alvin Oak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was a lovely time.
What'd you have?
Big old steak.
A big ribeye?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Look at you.
What was wrong with the Dover Sole?
Not a fish guy, nor is she. Well, she likes fish, but...
Was this on Saturday night?
This was.
Wow, you skipped the Gers.
I know. Well, at this point in the year.
Pretty easy to skip.
Shout out to Mark Bates, though.
You had it on your phone while you were eating?
No, they have televisions up. Oh, but the Mizzou game, no.
I doubt they had that on there.
It was not. It was the playoffs. It's okay. The Tiger season is a wash.
Was it just the two of you? Did you double date with oatmeal?
It was just the two of us.
Intimate.
Yeah, was
Is he
it
recovering
candlelit
alcoholic
dinner?
there?
I did not.
Did you try to get her drunk?
No. No. Glass of red.
Do you have any appetizers?
A little hummus, a little sweet potato and basil or pesto hummus. It was delicious.
Now, Jackson, do you go for and this is kind of, do you ever jump at the bottle? Because I know the glass price, it's like, well, and basically, like, you can get one free glass free if you're going to drink a bottle, because usually that's kind of how the price is. Did you go for the bottle, or you just do the glass?
Just the glass. I don't need the bottle.
Okay. And that makes sense. That's mostly what I do, too. But I always think when I get finished, I'm like, I don't want to go for the second glass of wine, because at that point, I'm 80% of the way just by the
Shout out to
bottle.
Recovering Alcoholic for setting it all up and hooking it up. Wonderful human being.
Yeah, he loves America, Doug.
He's world class.
He's big in America.
He is big in America.
He's wonderful people. Yeah, went great.
All right, and then where did you go?
Hung out at my place after.
Oh, right back to your
Bill.
phone. Oh.
And this is the point where
You
I
better
start
stop.
talking.
You better stop talking
Smart
right there,
play.
buddy.
Bill.
Yeah.
Stop while you're ahead.
I guess we know what happened.
Just Sundays and, finishing up Saturday Night Live, probably.
She went there and knowing you don't even have a garage, right?
That's right.
Street parking and everything.
Yep.
I'm happy
she's
for
a good
you, buddy.
sport. I'll give her that.
Sounds like you're head over heels and you two are having fun, and I'm happy for you.
Thanks, Iggs.
Stop
Great.
asking.
Look at that, Doug.
Stop asking questions. Just let
They
him,
can ask all they want.
let him enjoy his life.
I appreciate it, Iggs, but they can ask. I choose what I choose to say.
Well, it's funny. The person that asks is your friend.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Sweet, sweet Kai.
Yeah.
What a little
Telling tales out of
instigator.
school is what he's doing. I'll reprimand him.
We're just concerned that the parking situation might turn her against you someday.
Now,
You
if I
parallel park for her.
Did you parallel park or straight in?
Parallel.
Oh, was she impressed?
I have a backup camera, so it's not really all that impressive.
Wow.
Just casually parallel parking. Man, you're smooth.
Now, if I start this Let's Go Igging, I'm going to have to get a picture of you two out and about so I can put it in the column.
You won't start it. You know you won't start it.
Doug.
There's not a chance that you're going to
I
start
won't start it. Somebody's going to have to come to me and say,
someone
we want
else
you
will
to
have
do
to
it.
do the work.
No, if they want to say, hey, we want to do a column, Let's Go Igging.
Who's going to come to you and say we want to do
be
a
like
column?
Iggy's musings.
I know
like
the Post-Dispatch doesn't have room for me above the NAIA and the We Lent a Player to Birmingham stories.
Yeah, they're going to have to cut some stories with all that meat on the bone there on the front page of Today.
Let's go Igging.
I got my ear to the grindstone. I know what's going on. If you thought you saw Doug Vaughn eating a filet mignon this week, and you were right. He was at the MAC as he's a voter for the Blues Hall of Fame. Great night by everybody.
People actually love those little tidbits, those
Here's a
personalized
picture
tidbits.
of Doug with Brett Hall.
When Bernie would do his Bernie bits.
Bernie bits.
They were wildly popular. People like the little tidbits.
Here's a picture of Cal May from 8 years ago with his good friend Tony La Russa.
Like it. Why don't you start this? There's your niche.
I'd read it. Call me.
Just do it on. No one's going to call you. You do it.
Post-Dispatch, they listen to the show.
Make it a regular on Facebook or Instagram and do it that way. That's the way it's done in the 21st
Thornton knows
century.
all those people. Larry Thornton will put a word out.
No, he won't.
Popping out with all those
he
people.
won't. You have to do it. It's yours. You have to do it. Go Instagram or Facebook.
I don't get paid for that.
Well, you might if you get enough viewers. You might find a sponsor for that. Maybe Olive and Oak is spotted at Olive and Oak.
That's
a couple
what
of
yours
restaurants,
need
and
to be.
they tell you who some of the stars that have been there, and
I'll do anything if it's
get some
sponsored.
connections.
What are the biggest stars who's dined at Olive and Oak? See, that'd be fun. I'd like to read that in Let's Go Iggying.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll happen.
Get someone to do it.
No, somebody needs to offer me the job.
Well, you're starting the business.
I'm not starting and saying, hope I make some money.
Well, why
Give
not?
me some money, then I'll do it.
It's not going to cost you any money to try. It doesn't cost anything.
Well, I have to set up all my contacts, things like that.
Costs nothing. A couple phone calls.
Yeah, it's work.
Oh, God, yeah, that's the problem right there.
Yes, for free.
But you own the business.
Something could come from it.
What's the big percentage of zero?
But then you generate revenue.
I don't know how
and
to
you
do
get to
that.
keep it all.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, we're telling you how to do that.
I mean, I'd start a podcast and just see how it goes just for the hell of it. See
There
if
you
I make
go.
any money, but I don't know how to do
That's
that either.
not new. There's 1,000,001 podcasts out there.
Are there some out there?
Yes. This would be something different.
Not Let's Go Igging.
You could make contacts with
podcasts total.
Make contacts with some of the top restaurants and hotels and say, who'd you see? Who's been in
I
and
said
out?
that's how I'd have to build up my contacts.
Right.
Well, it's a lot of work to go
It's
through,
not
and then
that
it makes
much
no money.
work. But you don't know. Maybe it would.
I should have never brought it up.
Maybe it could develop into something.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
What you're
I
what you're
lied.
not
I'm
going
not
to
gonna
find
do
is a
it.
job where you do zero work and make lots of money. That's what you're not going to find.
I'm not saying lots of money.
Any money.
Well,
Who are people that do no work and make money?
me on this show?
Doug, that was a direct answer to your question.
Well, I'm just taking the texters are going to say this. I'm just saying it before they do.
But you do work. You show up here for 3 hours.
I know. But there'll be no Igging. Let's Go Igging.
Okay.
And that's
Get
over.
dropped just like that.
Just drop it. Just like
As soon as we start to explore ways where it might work, it gets cut just like that.
The more work that is added onto
We'll
the plate,
just
the
stop
less
the conversation
obvious.
right here. That's it. Just like I put that 23 for 3 thing.
Oh, that's done?
I said get to 1,500. I knew it wouldn't get to 1,500, so I knew I wouldn't have to do it.
Mr. Lick says Wayne has dined at Olive and Oak, so he thinks Wayne Gretzky is.
Really?
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
sure he
meant
has.
Wheezy.
You never have licks, but I'm sure Gretzky has.
Oh.
And he also says, what's the latest from Iggy on getting Diora on the show? That's from Mr. Lick.
I haven't even tried. I forgot her name.
Diora Baird. KG in O-Town conceded. He conceded the putt.
Yeah, he did. He couldn't
Good
do
for
it.
him. He gave it his all. He struck out.
He sure took us to school on the golf picks, though. Man, we were humbled. Well, especially you. You lost by more than, 120 points, which hurts.
Just
I had 555. What do you have?
You had 524.
No.
680.
Even if you had 550, you still lost by almost 100. You lost by 99.
So what?
Well, that's a butt kick in there, and that hurts. I know.
Oh, you didn't cash either.
No, but I had a fine showing for not being able to pick my players.
Oh, you're what, 1-1, 2-1?
2-1. Yeah.
Congrats.
Larry Thornton says he has put the word out. Katie Feltz is in. Zach McCrite is out. He's efforting others. So there you go. Larry Thornton is working on it.
Katie Feltz is in for what?
Larry, you can call in 636 9004.
She doesn't even live in St. Louis anymore. How's she going to
Is that
give me
right?
information?
Does she live here anymore?
I don't
Where
think
is she
so.
now?
I don't know, but I don't think she lives in St. Louis anymore. I could be wrong.
So here's a guy who preaches that if he's asked to do something, then he'll do it. But only if he's asked. Well, he was asked, and he's doing absolutely nothing. It's from Mr. Licks, who's angry now.
Who asked me?
Mr. Licks,
The
you can call in
Deus? They're not paying me.
9004 TMA.
I want to be asked by somebody who wants to pay me. Is that too hard to comprehend? You peanut head?
That's not how business works. Nobody's going to come and say, "Here's a."
I didn't know where I was going with that. I want to call him a name, and I had to catch myself. So I just threw out that.
No one's ever going to say, "Here's a good amount of money for you to do something that has never been done before," and we don't know if you're actually going to follow through.
We don't have one
Why
piece
not?
of proof this isn't going to be
Well,
good.
why would they? You have to show them the product first.
Iggy the Post-Dispatch calling here. We know you have a fairly nice following on TMA, and we heard you talking about this. We'd love you to try it. We'll give you a month to do it, pay you for a month and see how it goes, and then we'll take it after that. There you go. That's all I had to do. And I said, okay, we'll start next week. Let's go Igging.
But it doesn't work that way.
Well, it should.
But
If it doesn't work that way, then we're not going to do it. That's how it's going to have to work.
What you would do is put together a couple articles and say, "Here's what I can do. Are you interested in this?" And then they say, "Okay, now we know what we're talking about. Sure, let's go ahead with it."
Well, if they would call me and say, can you give us a
No,
couple
you got to be
examples,
first.
I'll do it.
You got to take the first step. It's your business idea. That's too much.
Hey, Post-Dispatch, it's Iggy here. I want to do an Igging. Let's go Igging. Are you interested? I'm not doing that.
You just sit back and wait for the offers to roll in.
Because they're going to say, well, nobody's reading our paper anyways. We can't afford to pay it.
I don't know that that's what they're saying.
They asked you to get Diora Barrett on, you moron! Harrison's brother Master is raging in the text inbox.
No, they didn't. They asked KG to get her on. And he didn't do it. So why don't you go yell at KG because he couldn't get it done. Quit yelling at me.
And honestly, anyone can try. You know, if you want to try, for sure. Everybody can do it.
Hey, Boots!
Yeah.
Nobody wants to read about a geriatric man who never leaves his apartment offering his takes on a dying St. Louis nightlife. That's from Big Tuft.
I don't think
I'd read it. I'm in. I'm a reader. I'm a
Jerry
subscriber.
Berry never left his house. He had people telling him who was out there.
Looks like 635 is in that Venmo.
Oh, is that right?
The
You only got 900 more to go.
Wow.
Or 865, actually.
This is at Friday at 8:30 in the morning, though. So, I mean, you could have had a skyrocketing weekend.
What happens to that money if it gets shut down?
Probably just
It'll be refunded.
Send it to me.
back to the people.
Send
You're not going to get anything.
Just for the fact I was going to do it.
That's not going to be enough.
You can send emails in, I know that. The morning after at InsideSTL.com, Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Compete to be the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month by going to TMASTL.com. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Milagro Tequila, sponsor of our Listener of the Month. Chairman Stephen Wildwood, the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year. Go to TMASTL.com to try to compete. Jackson and I will go down the hallway at 10 o'clock and we will be fine. Okay.
You'll make it through.
Jackson, tell Doug what's coming up on Balloon Party at 10 o'clock on 101 ESPN and the 101 ESPN YouTube channel.
So we'll have Jeremy Rutherford on at 10:45 talking Blues hockey and their win over the Capitals and Hall of Fame induction, so on and so forth. And then we'll have the Little Piddles weekend wrap-up.
The weekend wrap-up.
Maybe Monday mashup.
This will be the 45 minutes before Rutherford gets there with some content.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, plenty to talk about with the NFL playoffs, Cardinals signing Matt Carpenter. So, yeah, we'll talk about it all.
Monday malarkey.
Oh, I like that.
Okay. Monday muckraking?
Ooh.
All good suggestions,
little more of
however,
an
it will
edge?
remain the weekend wrap-up.
Okay.
Matt Monday.
Matt Monday?
M-A-T-T.
Nice.
Matt Carpenter Monday.
Okay.
Sick.
Oh, he'll have his time to shine.
I was in the Pissa during our first commercial break, and they were playing 101 ESPN, and that Randy character, not happy with the Matt Carpenter side.
He's not.
He said, if I were to get a chance to talk to Matt Carpenter, I would say, what are you going to do?
Danny Mack in there today?
I couldn't say. I could see Randy. Randy sits or stands where I stand, and you can see there. I don't know if Dan's in there. And I heard Brooks' voice, too, so I know.
I don't believe Dan is in. I think he's Tuesday through Friday.
I'd like to hear what Dan thinks of that. How he'd react when Randy says, "Hey, Matt, what are you going to do? Anything?" See how Danny would react to that.
Well, I don't know. He may be on the same $10 plan I'm on.
Just another manic Monday. Oh. How old do you think Susanna Hoffs is?
Oh, 60?
I was going to go 62.
I was going to go 61.
Well, there we go. Oh, she's a beautiful woman. I know
She
that.
might be 63, though.
65.
Oh, is she really?
Bills.
That old?
Wow.
She's been married to Jay Roach for 32 years.
Television guy?
I guess so. Yeah, American filmmaker. Directed Austin Powers, Meet the Peas.
Meet the Peas.
His dad or grandfather was probably Hal Roach.
Papa Roach.
Wrote Trumbo.
Didn't Hal Roach do all the Three Stooges stuff?
No, that was Del Lord.
Oh, maybe it's Laurel and Hardy or something.
Jules Adler. Yeah. Don't ask me how I remember those names. I just see them on the screen right now when the Stooges at the end of it.
Hal Roach was a big movie producer, director, I think.
He did a couple of Schwarzenegger movies, I think.
Okay.
Doug, he went to Stanford and USC.
Well, so he's a smart guy.
Well, she's happy. She's been married a long time.
It's not Merrimack
she's still
in the
very,
zoo.
very attractive.
Exactly. Thank you.
Still
That's
very
the road
attractive.
the scholars around here take. Some go to Stanford.
Brown.
USC.
I messaged her to get her on straight to the web. She never answered me.
Huh.
I'd like to bring that back.
Sounds like work.
No, I like doing those interviews. Unfortunately, what's the guy's name?
Doug?
That's your story. I don't know.
Art Sears.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. He charges.
How are any of us supposed to come up with Art Sears after the beginning of that story?
I thought maybe somebody remember it. But I used to get him for free, and now he charges for it. Like, I don't know if it's $50 a week or $25 a week to get these people. So I'm not going to pay to.
Well, you pay that and then charge like $75, $100 to listen to your interviews.
Well, nobody's going to do that.
Oh.
Jackson, do people get paid when they're writing on Substack?
I don't know on that. That's a good question. I would be.
I like writing, and I kind of miss doing it.
Yeah.
But with Inside STL, I wrote every night, and sometimes I just didn't have stuff to say. But maybe once every week or two, I actually do miss writing. I'm just curious if that's there. Does anybody locally write on it?
Yeah, I think. I mean,
Stu Kleitenic write on there?
Substacks are some form of a blog site that's their own.
Mr. Lick says they don't get paid.
I would be surprised if you directly get paid from that. It kind of, I don't know. I like reading some things on Substack or other blog sites, but I think it's all the same idea. It's like you're starting your own thing just basically to write without the need for a publication to host your columns or articles.
Do you ever get this, and it just popped, on Facebook every once in a while, right below the stories, it'll say, you may like, and it's got some suggestions of some pages you may like. And it came up, Inside STL Music Review.
Yeah, that was Jay Boyd's thing.
Yeah, and I clicked on it, and it just had, it's not even, you can't even join anymore, but it came up anyway. And it's got Jay Boyd interviews. He's got some tremendous bands that he's interviewed. So I'm trying to click on it. It says, can't be found, can't be found, can't be found. So it's not there. But it did kind of promote the fact you want to like this page. And it had all the interviews, but then you click it, they're gone.
Doug, where'd they go?
I don't know where they go.
Where did they go?
Tim, I think you can charge a monthly subscription fee for your Substack.
Doug, would you pay $1,000 a month to read my...
$2,000, Tim.
Right, and I think you would get a percentage of that. So
kind of like Cameo.
Well, you would hope you would.
Right.
So I got to go through Rockio?
I would.
He's wetting his beak again?
This guy.
He's like a liaison to art.
Art Sears?
Just art in general. Like if you want your art out there, you hit up Rock.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, and I was kind of embarrassed and disappointed in myself that I did it. But I did. And I don't even know how I found out about it, because I don't follow him. Remember Jay Mariotti, Doug?
Sure.
I don't know what happened. Something went awry, though, right?
Oh, when he was writing in Chicago, was on the...
Around the Horn.
On the Horn. Oh, yeah, something... It was allegations of some kind. I don't know enough about it. But I know there was legal allegations against him.
Maybe he did an interview in the New York Post or something along those lines. Be surprised if the Wall Street Journal quoted him about the situation with McAfee and ESPN and Rogers, and for whatever reason, I clicked on it, and then it went to a Substack. And then all you got to do is just give them your email address, and with all the burners I have, it's just like which email address to go with. And so then I subscribed because of that, and the man must write 5 columns a day because my email address was just being peppered with Jay Mariotti columns.
Really?
I thought to myself, I wonder what the business model is on this. I remember Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wrote about Winning Time, the HBO show that he was prominently portrayed in, and so I remember reading that from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's on Substack. But then I'm just curious what the model is. So I wasn't charged to read Jay Mariotti's stuff. Just asked for my email address. I'm like, yeah, I'll proceed.
Now you get bombarded with it.
Yeah, so I unsubscribed. But I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah, I think if you charge like a monthly fee, but then if you do that, you got to probably write more, or at least on a consistent schedule so that people get their money's worth. But, just like any subscription-based thing.
It's like OnlyFans for scribes.
Sure.
Ooh, I like that.
That's kind of the model where, because if you print media in the state it's in, writers are like, why would I deal with signing up with a paper when I can just do it on Substack?
Mr. Lick says he would empty his bank account to read my musings.
Yeah, that should
Your
take long.
musings.
Ray Hartman writes on Substack. Wonder how that works.
Ask Ray.
I should. He used to be. He was on. Man, I'll tell you, he was on the Rammies thing.
Yeah, he was.
He was on the Rammies thing.
Yeah, if you don't charge for your Substack, I don't know what it gains.
Then it's just dig me.
Is that what it is?
Well, if you're writing for free.
Unless you're trying to get established and get a following.
Jay Mariotti's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Ray Hartman's been around for a while.
Right, but that's what a young writer would do.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he needs to get noticed.
Or you're linking it to something else that you do. Like if you do a podcast and also write, you can link your articles to your podcast, and both can grow.
Substack pays on a monthly subscription basis. People can subscribe to your Substack. It's from Danny Tanner. See, here you go, Iggy. So then if you do that, then you can go with Let's Go Iggying.
Yeah, well, you need a sponsor.
Could somebody tell me what the ballpark rate is? What do you think it is, Doug? $4.99 a month? That's what I would think.
Seen a bunch of 5s.
Seems about right.
Seen a bunch of 5s and 7s. Nothing. I have yet to see a double-digit monthly.
Who was 7?
Stroke. 7. Juliet Diaz and the Weavers. Award-winning author and spiritual guide Juliet Diaz.
Spiritual guide.
Jeff and Jared Weaver.
Kareem charges $7 a month.
Luke Weaver.
Nice.
Mike Weaver was a boxer.
Joe Paznanski. We had him on the show.
Yeah,
on
that's
Balloon
right.
Party, right?
Charlie Weaver was on the Corner Square.
He's $7 a month, Tim. So
Wasn't he a cowboy
the ballpark
sheriff in some show? Dennis Weaver?
Dennis Weaver.
Earl Weaver.
Weaves. Earl Banty Rooster.
Earl Weaver's a band.
Iggy, I bet if
Dream
you did
Weaver.
Let's Go Iggying, you could get, just even 30 people's $200 a month.
30 people pay $5.99 a month.
30 people, $7. Boom, $210.
Damn, Kareem has over 110,000 subscribers.
How often does he write?
Let's take a look. It makes you subscribe to even find out that information.
Iggy, maybe if you took a different name, like, say, Michael Jordan.
I don't know.
Maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, he's already got a Substack. Maybe Jordan doesn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't think Jordan's
Or maybe
writing.
Taylor Swift. Take that name.
I could probably get in trouble for that.
Taylor I. Swift.
Let's go Swifting.
Taylor I for Iggy.
Looks like Kareem writes about 3 times a week.
What does he write?
He's very involved in socioeconomic issues.
You can call your article like a Swift Minute. So you got the...
Social issues and economic issues, I would say.
Bounce while the iron's hot, Iggy.
Yeah, maybe I'll work on that today.
Tim, why even waste your breath? There's less than 0.00000000001% chance he does this on his own. That's from Susie Cream Cheese. Well, because I've started things up, and I would be happy to help start it up. I really would. I mean that sincerely. And so if there's money to be made, and you're just looking for a few $100s extra per month, I think that you could make some money on it.
Oh, let's look into it.
Yeah.
I might start a good or bad Substack.
Now, how does that affect those of us who are first in?
Well,
that seed round of funding.
Well, obviously, you'll get that returned.
Oh, wow, already.
Well, there will be some handling fees.
Wow, it's starting to seem like
JHE, 67%.
That's the industry standard.
Yeah, JHE Junior over here. And
if
then
I do something like $2 a month, people will say, just for a goof, just to see how funny these articles are, I'm going to do it. I may get 100 people to pay $2 a month to read it. Then it's worth it. But then I got to write.
Yeah, boy.
I may get a ghostwriter.
There's always
split
that.
it with them.
Yeah, have someone do it.
Shackelford's Substack is fantastic. It's $5 per month. Doug Shackelford, that's from Tervis Parish.
Okay.
Rusty Shackelford?
I think you go with Taylor I. Swift. Taylor Iggy Swift. Might confuse enough people.
I'm not trying to confuse people into paying me money.
You're missing the boat.
It's a cottage
Everyone
industry.
else is.
That's exactly how you need to make
He'd be
this.
the only one in America not trying to do that.
It would require minimal effort, so let's not count on this actually happening. That's from Tervis Parish.
Well, it's not minimal effort. I have to spend time getting information on who's out dining, who's doing what, who's where, who made a fool of themselves, who got drunk, who got arrested, things like that. I'd have to
check the police
start greasing the pockets of a lot of people.
You're going to grease pockets. Well, it doesn't have to be negative. It could be a positive thing. Maybe some restaurants and hotels be happy to tell you.
You got to throw some negative stuff in there.
I don't know.
People want dirt.
Well, check your police blotter then. I don't think it's going to happen.
Doug, you're shorting this now?
Yeah.
But goodorbad.com's going on there, and I
That
just
might.
invested in goodorbad.com without a monetization strategy.
Well, here's the monetization strategy. You're about to see some ROI, baby. Especially right before Oscar season. We got nominees coming out, tomorrow or Wednesday?
Doug, when are the nominees coming? I know you always look forward.
No, I
It's
don't.
going to be big. It's going to be big. So, yeah, might be the time to strike.
Okay.
Talk it over.
Well, the atomic bomb movie will win everything.
Oppenheimer?
It'll win a lot.
No, I don't know.
You know who's all over the place?
No.
I just don't get it.
Ooh.
Well, speaking of Oppenheimer and speaking of...
Oh, don't take a shot at Cillian Murphy. Jackson will come in here.
No.
You thought Caitlin Clark was bad.
Wasn't, what's his name? Who's the guy that stars in Billions?
Sears?
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, was he in it?
Who?
Paul Giamatti was
He was
in
in the movie The Holdovers, in which he will be
Holdovers,
nominated
okay.
for Best Actor.
But I saw him on the red carpet of the Golden Globes, and this guy's everywhere. He does the Howard Stern imitation.
Oh, he's great. That guy's great.
His name's Friend, I think.
Yeah,
Matthew Friend.
Matthew
He's great.
Friend.
He is so good at this.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's the best I've ever seen.
But when he talks to everybody, he sounds like Stern. Paul Giamatti, I got to tell you right now, man, you are the best, man. You're great. I can't wait to see you. Now, let me ask you about this, Paul. He's doing his own voice, and he sounds like Stern.
No, he sounded like Giamatti.
Well, he
He's doing an impression of Paul
did an
Giamatti.
impression of Giamatti, but when he's talked to him before he did the imitation. Oh, I'm one of your biggest fans. I mean, Leftovers. I want you, John Adams, man. I mean, so good. So good. I mean, he's talking like himself, but he sounds like Stern. So he can't get away from sounding like Stern. Anyway, I saw him interviewing Paul Giamatti. But every time I go on Facebook and Instagram, there he is.
Okay. Is that the guy who does the political impressions also?
He does a good Trump. He does a good Trump. He does a really good Jeff Goldblum, like scary good Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
There's somebody writing a column called Iggy on investing.
That'd be a short column.
You're a savvy
None.
investor, aren't you?
Yeah, it'd be a short column. The end.
Very liquid.
Pay me for that. Here's today's advice. The end.
We got to wrap it up here because we got this 8 o'clock hour coming to an end at 9:29. Design Air Heating and Cooling email today coming your way around 9:45. Jackson and I dealing with it down the hallway at 10 o'clock. And good news. Looks like the sound story is going to have to be pushed back to later in the day, according to Peter Rupp, who's texting me. And so that means right after Balloon Party, Jackson, you and I go QFTAing. Send your questions in. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. Really with like an erotic story. I mean, you get the idea of some of these erotic stories where guys are getting solicited by lesbians to impregnate them.
Yeah, top
I
that
mean,
one.
it's like you can't, throw a dead cat in St. Louis without hitting somebody who want to and need to be impregnated by a guy that drinks a 40-ounce Busch Light.
It happens so often. We just can't read all the emails.
Yeah, it's like, why are we reading this one? We just got 10 of the same the other day.
Yeah, I know.
There are clinics out there that have thousands and thousands of applications where you can read, he went to Harvard, he has a BAA, he does this, he does this. No, we're just going to go to FindMate or Tinder, wherever the hell you went, and let's get a stranger to impregnate us and have that baby.
Won't cost nothing that way.
Don PP says, what's the call-in number? I'm pretty pissed. Iggy said he found holes in my story. The number is 636-900-4TMA. Call in, Don PP.
Call in,
Swiss
Big PP.
cheese on that damn story, bro.
Well, the biggest hole is when you started writing it.
Bill.
Nice hole, PP.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. This is The Morning After, presented to you by Brian Krupp.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Chow Chow on the Hill is your one-stop shop for all your pet supplies. As soon as you walk through their doors, you and your pet are considered family and treated with superior service and personalized attention. Jessica is the owner and is a certified pet nutritionist and is passionate about educating her clients on the product that will keep your pets happy and healthy. My favorite part about Chow Chow is its connection with All Paws Safe Haven, an organization that helps shelter animals find forever homes. To learn more about Chow Chow, visit CIAOCHOWSTL.com or stop by and tell them Plowsy sent you.
You've heard us talking about Mark Hanna from Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Mark and his team provide a personalized, holistic approach discussing cash flow, liquidity, debt, investments, insurance, taxes, and they pull it all together into a strategy that fits for each individual client. Start the new year off with a judgment-free conversation with Mark Hanna. Visit evergreenstl.com to learn more. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
The St. Louis Golf Expo is the can't-miss event of the year, giving golfers their first chance to see and swing clubs, which will be the talk of the golf world in 2024. Want to go for free? Go to the TMA app or TMASTL.com. Enter keyword golf, and you could win tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo. Welcomed by SSM Health, February 2nd through the 4th at St. Charles Convention Center. Take advantage of the lowest prices of the year on brand name clubs and equipment from the industry's leading manufacturers. Test out new golf clubs on an indoor driving range, lined with expert reps from the top manufacturers in the game, complete with skills contest and unbelievable prizes. Enjoy free lessons from top pros, a fully stocked 19th hole lounge, plus special areas for the kids, golf, fitness, and other exciting activities. Enter now on the TMA app and find out more at TMASTL.com.
Naturals is a local family-owned business that takes pride in offering all-natural dog treats crafted with minimal ingredients and bursting with flavors such as peanut butter, chicken, and pumpkin. Their dental chews are designed to promote thorough teeth and gum cleaning, and the rawhide-free chews are gentle on dogs with sensitive stomachs. Visit naturals.com and enter the code TMA at checkout to enjoy an exclusive 15% discount along with free shipping on orders over $30. Don't miss out on these fantastic savings. Go to GNAWTURALS.com and apply TMA at checkout.
Yeah, that Plowboy's an interesting dude, but he loves animals, and he wants to help adoptable dogs find homes. With TMA listeners, catch Plowsy live on the TMA socials each week, highlighting a dog up for adoption from Open Door Animal Sanctuary in House Springs, St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center, and All Paws Safe Haven. Plowsy's Pup of the Week, brought to you by Chow Chow on the Hill. Everything you need to keep your pet's tail wagging. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
You gotta be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Susanna Hoffs, Doug.
65. Medicare eligible. It's a big moment for you when you hit 65. Get a health care supplement to go with that. Free gym memberships.
Is that the deal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's one of the few benefits of getting old. Free health care membership. If you get the supplement.
Welcome back to Morning After. It's presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. My name's Tim McKernan. It's unbelievable. Quarter century in the market, and there's going to be a huge parade coming up in South St. Louis.
There'll be a big to-do made over you.
As there should be. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, your dad probably at the front of the parade. He's sponsoring the whole thing.
He's buying it.
Yeah. Paying the people to stand there and act like they're excited.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to market yourself somehow.
Got to. Yeah. Have to. Douglas Elvin Vaughn, the Plowhawk, Action Jackson. Ken Strode had to get home earlier.
Yeah. Probably shoveling out. Had to crawl back and forth from his car. Do you believe he really crawled? I don't think so. I just don't.
It would have been great to see that.
I can see you walk really slowly, hanging on to things, but crawling? I don't think we're crawling.
You're short in that market.
Yeah.
Jackson, where's your action?
I think maybe a part of the time he kind of crawled, but the idea of him like crawling all the way from his car back to his front steps.
Yeah.
I feel like you would need a change of clothes. Am I right?
You would. Yeah. You'd be all wet,
soaking and probably muddy,
bloody knees.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It wouldn't be a bad idea if you went out to put on a helmet and elbow pads and wrist pads and knee pads. And if you fell, at least you wouldn't get hurt. Plowsy's banged up over there. He's feeling it. Yeah. Maybe hockey pants.
I tried to find some ice for you, Plowhawk. I can't find a Ziploc bag.
Nothing doing.
Oh, you're all good. I can manage to.
We've got a bag here where the Naturals treats came. We could take the treats out and use that bag.
I am good. I am. My hip's getting better with a little bit of movement. So, yeah, I was. Man, I'm hoping that was the end of it. And it's raining outside right now.
Oh, it's rain now? Now it's rain? It's not freezing rain?
I mean, I can't tell if it's freezing rain or not.
I thought you were
what
outside to
The
see it.
ground looks like. I can't tell.
What's the temperature?
I got 31.
34? 31?
I had 31 on
It probably is freezing.
Yeah, so getting home might be a tough little task here.
Could be. But, you know, when we have jobs as important as ours.
Thank you.
I was thinking after my third fall, and when I was crawling to my keys in my neighbor's bush, I was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I love this.
Hats off to the Hubbard on-air staff. Everybody's here.
Is that right?
A lot of them stayed at the jury last night. Because they knew the weather was going to be bad, so they just stayed down the street.
I'm with the myth, the text.
Yeah, I had no issue at all getting here. Knock on wood. Not home yet, but getting here, I had zero issues.
Yeah, you take a helicopter here and land it on the roof.
I don't think it'd be bad going home, as far as I don't think anybody went to work today, so road should be empty.
I don't know. I hear him saying it.
That's not a good thing, though. Nobody driving on the road, so...
That means assault's out there.
It also means there's no cars breaking it up.
Yeah, you need the car to break it up with that, that friction.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. With the streets that people were driving on like crazy were fine. It was the side streets and neighborhoods that were brutal.
Yeah. Well, the main arteries, though, they seem to be okay.
Main arteries, I like that.
The main vein.
Well, I didn't say main vein.
Well, hopefully it's like that to get home, because then this afternoon it'll all start melting. They'll throw a little salt out there. It'll be over 35, and don't have to worry about it tomorrow.
You think you'll have to crawl from your parking lot back to your apartment?
Probably, because I'm sure they didn't do anything to it yet.
But you're not really crawling.
I tell you what they use to break the snow and the ice. It's called sun.
Oh. Huh. Are you crawling on all fours?
I did. I couldn't get up.
All the way?
Halfway.
On your hands and
I was
knees?
trying to take baby steps, and I just take a little baby step and juke. There you go. Down again.
I'm wondering how the hill area is. Jackson, you were there.
It was slick. The slickest part was my street when I pulled out.
Because I'm stopping by Chow Chow to get some homemade treats. You know, they sponsor Plowsy Pup of the Week.
Plowsy Pups.
There of the week, yeah. We got Bruno, the big old lovable Mastiff Doug, and Harley has had some interest in being adopted, the 9-year-old lovable little gal that we had our first one.
Mm-hmm.
So traction coming in play, getting
Good
a lot
to
of
hear.
positive reviews. So go to Chow Chow. I don't know exactly how easy it is to get there today, but sometime this week, you know, they make their fresh treat. They got their toys. You know, they have these, Doug, these fire hose toys that we use, and they have somebody in St. Louis who donate the old fire hose toys and donate them to Chow Chow.
Really?
Everybody, Jess, her husband, they're fantastic people. So Bruno is this week from St. Charles County Pet Adoption Center. And we had Harley from Open Door. And next, I'm telling you, Wednesday, we got a nice little cute little pup here. That's all I'm going to say.
my God.
But it is one adorable little guy. Plowsy Pup of the Week brought to you by Chow Chow. Thank you for all the positive feedback from listeners and other people my friends with. So I appreciate it. So that's where I'll be going after this. I'm hoping the hill is a little bit iced down. That van that I'm driving doesn't have great traction on her.
But you do it for the dogs.
Of course. Yeah, be careful with your dogs in the salt, by the way, too.
Yeah, check on your pets and neighbors.
Isn't that, we talked about that, the weather, the comment, check on your neighbors. Don't go out if you don't need to.
Right. If you don't have anywhere to go, don't go there. Well,
I was watching one of the stations this morning, and they had somebody with travel tips this morning. Bring a sweater, bring a snack, in case you get stranded.
Make sure you got plenty of water and a flashlight.
Starve to death if you're stranded for an hour.
If you need a flashlight, you've been there for 14 hours.
Oh, God. Milk and eggs, I guess, are mandatory.
Snack.
Yeah.
How about a cell phone? Just call somebody.
I'm sitting here waiting for AAA. I'm about to starve to death. I ate an hour and a half ago, but I can't go much longer.
I'm glad I brought this leftover Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, General Tso's.
Oh, yeah.
Waffle fries?
Extra toppings, please.
I bet there's
Where do they serve that? Do they actually? Is there places that sell General Tso's?
Some of the finest places. Louis.
They sell General Tso's and waffle fries.
Absolutely.
Like gourmet.
The place I go to just smells like ass. God, it's one of those where I like Long John Silver's, but if you ever go to Long John Silver's, never go in. It's like, seeing how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
I love my Chinese restaurant. I typically get it for delivery, but sometimes I'll go in and go,
How's it smell?
I bet we go to the same spot.
like a cat. And I'm just like
a cat.
But I eat it every time. It's unbelievably
Yeah, it is
good.
good.
Perfect.
Jackson, good news. Dan Orlovsky's trending. I'm trying to figure out why.
Oh, I bet his
Tyler Bass isn't to blame.
Is he an engagement farmer?
Orlovsky?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He does it. He does it on a verbal medium though. Like he's not on Twitter doing it. He does it like right there in your face on television.
Yeah, his platform is growing.
Well, he's got a Twitter account.
I'm sure he does. I just don't know. Like when your takes are so rancid on the air, like I feel like you get diminishing returns when you do it on Twitter as
Like
well.
he spits sulfuric acid. Like you better watch out on TV because he's spitting flames, son.
You need to pass out oven mitts to the co-hosts.
Wonder why he's trending. Brittany Mahomes and Dan Orlovsky and Phillip Rivers, Doug. That's what I see trending.
What did Phillip Rivers do? I
know.
haven't heard that name in a while.
I think Dan was trolling the Cowboys, and so that's probably why he's trending. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows where to farm.
Yeah, there was a
He knows where the ground is fertile.
Jackson points out this engagement farming to me now. I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah. And that's by screaming
He's
out.
got a couple of local ones I wasn't aware of.
Oh, and it's
Surprised Kelsey isn't trending after his performance in the suite yesterday.
Well,
apparently he picked up a random kid and showed Taylor Swift
I love Jason Kelsey.
her sign. I'm like, that's awesome, dude.
Gave the kid Taylor
Like
Swift.
the sign, like the little girl had a Taylor sign, like
Oh,
for
yeah.
Taylor Swift, to read, and so Jason Kelsey obviously went into the crowd, lifted her up like Simba.
Doug, do you
Pretty
say
hilarious.
Emmanuel Ocho, Acho, H-O,
Well, how's it spelled?
A-C-H-O?
Yeah, that guy's a problem.
Say Acho.
No, is that right?
Who is he?
He paints himself during the Lexus commercials, I think, as a motivational speaker. If this isn't the right guy, then he is really weird. Like, he just says random motivational speaker bullet points, like
Tony Robbins?
basically like that, just a way lesser poor man's version of Tony Robbins.
This is the guy on FS1, right?
Yeah, he's I'd take Orlovsky in terms of stock I'd buy, and that guy I would sell in a heartbeat.
Would you?
I guess the reason why Phillip Rivers' tweet is trending is because Emmanuel, Doug, what do you pronounce it? Acho? H-O?
I have always said Acho.
I think we have to accept the fact that Josh Allen is more Phillip Rivers than Peyton Manning. Still a phenomenal player, but there's levels. Is that engagement farming?
That's just kind of a stupid take.
So that's all it takes to have Phillip Rivers
He's neither
trending
one.
is to mention him?
I guess so. Well, I guess he engagement farmed. Is that engagement farming?
No.
See, I still can't identify engagement farming. I lean on Jackson.
That one isn't like an egregious example, but it probably is.
What about if you said something like, I love seeing you, then at Taylor Swift yesterday, she's so good. Way to go, Swifty. And then all the Swifties see it. Is that just a way of engaging?
That'd be like bait.
Nice. Doug,
God,
you learning
all
stuff
kinds
here?
of phrases, substacking and
Substack has nothing to do with this.
Get it?
I'm telling you, those Lexus commercials with Emmanuel Acho might be the most cringy commercials I have
What's
ever
he saying
come
on
across.
Lexus?
He's trying to motivate you to get a Lexus. And he's driving around a Lexus saying all these BS terms that mean nothing. Oh, grab life by the horns. Like, just basically saying anything that a therapist would say, and he's now a motivational speaker. He's a #1 bestseller because of it.
Trying to convince you to spend lots of money on a Lexus.
T-Rash, man. I don't need to know the person. I just know he loves to get money off of fake-ass stuff like that. And I
Well,
don't
but
like
if you were being paid a lot of money to do a commercial, you'd say that kind of stuff.
No,
wouldn't you?
no, he's a motivational speaker now. Couldn't hack it in the pros.
What's wrong?
Now
Couldn't
he's
they get
motivational
Peyton
speaking.
Manning to do the Lexus commercial?
No, I don't know why he did
God,
it.
these
but
guys are everywhere. Eli Manning and Peyton Manning are coaching the skills challenge for the
the
Pro Bowl.
drag hour. We're just dragging people.
But they're fun guys, aren't they? A lot of personality there. Of
course.
Everybody loves them.
Well, Peyton Manning is very good at commercials.
So is Eli.
He's doing everything. I saw another new one with Eli yesterday.
Does it upset you?
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, they're both very good.
Is it farming or like bait when you simp at a random actress from Mayans no one's ever heard of and hope she'll notice you? That's from Tervis Parish.
What is that one, Jackson?
Neither.
That's just
That
Iggy
niche
being
market
Iggy.
that we
Simp
can't.
that would be
Simp farming.
Iggy stacking.
Simp farming.
Iggy
It's
farming.
so
Word
good and
this
happens
right.
more frequent than you think.
No, it's Iggy being nice to a girl who probably saw it and said, "Oh, that's so nice of him. I needed that today."
That's optimistic.
Maybe
It's
she
way too
needed it.
long of a
and
name for it.
I did
though,
something
you know.
nice for somebody.
It's like Michael Scott with the headline.
That's
You
a
guys-
Local paper does good.
And you guys turning it into creepness. It's just me being nice.
Are you ever nice to guys?
Yeah. Yeah, I said something nice about Pitbull's show, and he
You did. Confirmed.
I have a best
he
friend
made him a
retweeted it.
star.
He retweeted it, which made me feel good. So he did something nice for me.
Yeah, okay.
See how easy it is to be nice?
Very simple.
It's so easy to be. Let's
See how
trying to think
easy
of
it is to be nice.
trying to think of the Morrissey one, Morrissey lyric.
Doug, what's that Morrissey lyric?
I don't know. Art Sears?
It's so easy to hate. It takes guts to be gentle and kind.
Think about that.
Okay. My answer is going to be Art Sears for a lot of things. And we can't think of the name.
Art Sears for 100, please. Art.
Jackson, why don't we talk about your hair? Doug's mayor of Toughtown.
Yeah, boy, the verticality on Doug's coif, unbelievable.
I'm
It's outstanding stuff. Yeah, that's courtesy of our friends at St. Louis Hair Restoration, where if you go in there, St. Louis Hair Restoration, you go in, they give you a free hair consultation. Take a look at your head and say, this is the best plan going forward for you. And then if you go through with it, you mention TMA, $250 off of a hair treatment. Just by saying TMA, they've taken care of Doug, they've taken care of me. For me, simple as finasteride every morning, a little laser cap that I wear at night, super easy, 6 minutes a night on the laser cap, and it's really showing some results. And as you can see from the YouTube cameras, Doug has achieved coif verticality.
Oh. My hairline has reached kind of biblical proportions where strangers will come and touch it and then rub their own scalp, hoping some magic runs off. And it's become so emotional for me. I wrote some of my thoughts on paper, Tim, if I may.
Yeah, please.
For just a moment. I wrote that I didn't think I could get through it if I just said it because it's emotional to me. So I took the liberty to write it down. It goes something like that. Well, it goes exactly like this. St. Louis Hair Restoration's what it's called. They gave me thick tufts. Now I dunk on the bald. Your scalp looks like a half-played game of Jenga. Not mine. I'm good. Thanks, Dr. Polinga. You look in the mirror, your hairline sure sucks. Now go take your place in line with the cucks. St. Louis Hair Restoration, color me enthralled. Now I two-handed gorilla dunk on the bald. Man. Very hard to get through
I'm
it.
on the receiving end of this.
I've
been dunked upon.
Yeah.
Why don't you Substack this?
Substack.
Stubby claps.
Stubby claps.
First base thoughts.
Hey, if you're feeling tired, got low energy, motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, fatigue, tired all the time, feeling anxious, feeling moody, these are symptoms of low testosterone. Well, that's where Mentality comes into play to save the day. Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy, even if you've tried testosterone before. Not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function, restores the ability to perform normally at all levels. Just go to Mentality at lowtusa.com to check it out and get tested. That's what I did. It's Mentality, lowtusa.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Design Air Heating Climate of the Day. It's just plain disappointing to see a storied organization bring back an old washed-up shell of himself instead of allowing a younger, more energetic, higher-upside guy cut his teeth. You can only rest on the laurels of what they did over a decade ago for so long. It's this kind of backwards thinking that got us in this spot in the first place. Hopefully the front office gets their head out of their rear ends and stops living in the past and lets the youth movement start so that some money can get made for the kids in the DFS showdown going forward. If young Pop don't trust you, I'ma shoot you.
Oh. Young Pop, if he don't trust you, I'ma shoot you.
And young, to quote a plow, grab life by the horns and buy a Lexus. Thanks, number one Asian intern Brian Henshin, motivational speaker. I am not Peyton or Eli Manning, but they will show up in my newest ASMR video. So keep an eye out when you settle in at the Spike Bank, Kenny boy. Hashtag Iggy stacking. No Iggy farming. No, it's actually Captain Savastrode out there being, quote, being unkind, unquote, complimenting random women, including some actress from a show that ended years ago. See how easy it is to be nice? It's so easy to be, I'm trying to think of that Art Sears lyric. It's so easy to be mean, but it takes, quote, part, unquote, to be nice. My God, it looks even dumber when you transcribe it. I'm going to go back to trying to figure out who, when, and where the Colts play this weekend. I don't know why it's so hard to find. Doug, that's Brian Henson,
Yes,
Colts
it
beat
is.
reporter.
Brian Henson, Colts beat reporter and bowl executive.
For the record, it ended 2 months ago.
From the time I was little, my father drilled one simple motto into my brain. He'd line up all 8 of us boys at the foot of his bed every night and make us repeat the magic words, boys. He'd bellow, "Tell me the golden rule." In unison, we'd repeat the same phrase, "Never trust a fart, father."
No.
I repeated this ritual until I was 18 years old, so I definitely knew better than to eat a bunch of pulled pork sliders and think I could get away with letting one rip on my buddy's brand new white couch. As soon as I felt the moisture sneak through my cheeks, I knew I made a bad mistake. I don't want to get into the messy details because quite a bit of seepage leaked through my dungarees. But does anyone on the dais want to buy a slightly soiled sofa? I flipped the cushion and the smell's almost gone, so no one will ever know that a 39-year-old man recently released the contents of his bowel on your new Davenport. If you're interested, just email the grill 111.
Jackson, you let that through?
PavelDemetra.com.
I thought it had legs.
PavelDemetra is overrated.com. That's from the JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
Morn. It's a well-known fact that if you Google Lululemon bootcut jeans, it automatically redirects you to the Salvation Army's website because Lulu clearly isn't for you. Anywho, I know you guys are in the middle of a live read about the incredibly generous sponsor that gifted me a car off of Tim's good name, but let me interject with a tidy little 6-minute story about having to old man crawl to my vehicle this morning. Ken is a Tim moved to Florida away from having to operate a rickshaw to work. Again, I'm enjoying the show. Thanks, Doug. That's from Dale.
Okay. Nice little email, Dale. Dale.
Hello and good morning. We was listening to public access radio this morning out here in Warrenton, and the host of the show, Big 5-Gallon Hat Pete, sent me your way in hopes of finding a couple items. Apparently, you backwood hillbillies are into collecting junk, just like me and the old lady, and I hear one of you is willing to part with the items. So here's what we was looking for. A couple used Vera Wang shower towels, a denim rainforest jacket, a pallet of used Playboy magazines, a couple undrilled sign-shaped bottom breeders, glittery bowling balls, a massive shoe rack that couldn't possibly fit an apartment, a couple Versace suits that an old program director gifted you for some strange reason. Willing to barter one steamy night with our 22-year-old daughter or 49-year-old conjoined sons for these items. 49-year-old conjoined sons.
God. Oh.
They're precious to us and the loves of our lives, but it's commonplace for us to gift our children for menial services like tableside salsa making or junk trading. Thanks, had some Gus and Tilly Grundlehort.
Gosh, they're new. Gus and Tilly Grundlehort.
Sound like a hell of a couple.
And finally, I know a lot about signing a 38-year-old positionless bench player who last year had twice as many strikeouts as hits to a guaranteed contract. And it's great. How's John Mozeliak? We're going to bring that back? How about that whole deal? When I heard Carpenter was back in the fold, I assumed Chris Carpenter was being brought back as pitching coach. Nope. The Cardinals had indeed signed part-time DH Matt Carpenter, i.e. someone who knows a lot about playing at sub-replacement level for an underachieving team that misses the playoffs, and it is great. Maybe Mo meant to acquire Tigers outfielder Kerry Carpenter and screwed up, like I screwed up my DraftKings lineup by selecting the wrong Griffin. I was crestfallen, so I decided to treat myself to a car wash. Never mind that all the car washes were closed due to the extreme cold temperatures. I texted the nice car dealer who loaned me a car after my last car disintegrated on the highway, and I explained that I let birds crap all over his car, and I really needed to come into the dealer for a free car wash and coffee. Right. Then I ended up losing my keys in my neighbor's bush after getting catfished. I thought I was going over there to impregnate Gigi Oakforest, who invited me over after we hit it off in the golf rival chat, but it turned out to be Darnell Oakforest. Doug, that's from Buck Swope, and that's what we have.
Okay, good.
For the design, air, heating, and cooling, email it.
Buck Swope.
Closey
Well,
lost his keys, not me, by the way.
it's a hard one. There weren't any that just stood out complete. I'm going to go with a little newcomer named Dale. I'm going to go with Dale.
I mean, they all sucked.
They didn't all suck.
As always. Even Swope mailed it in. I'm going to go with Harry Grundle. What is it?
No, Gus and Tilly Grundle.
Gus and Tilly Grundlehort?
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Oh,
Grundle.
someone go with Gus and Tilly Grundlehort as well.
Lucas.
Congratulations. Gus and Tilly Grundlehort, you have won the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, but nobody's won as much as me and Jackson because we get to go do a balloon party for the next hour on 101 ESPN. Switch your YouTube over to 101 ESPN and settle in, and then switch it back over to the TMA channel for QFTA. We're seeking your erotic stories. And Doug, our listeners are impregnating the lesbian community.
It does sound that way. And we bought the story completely. There's absolutely no reason to question it.
Oh, I don't
as
even
far as
see why we need to even question. It's 100% real.
Yeah.
Lesbians always need to get impregnated.
But we don't know that it actually resulted in a
We still don't
pregnancy.
know that.
No.
Well,
I'm
I'll
sure.
tell you on Balloon
Beautiful
Party.
baby boy.
Maybe I'll do an Instagram Live today. I'll do it after Balloon Party.
Oh, my God. It's nonstop content.
I don't want to take anything away from you guys, so I'll do it after you guys.
Smart.
Yeah.
Not that the 6 people watching are going to take anything away from you.
Counter-programming, Doug. All right, so we got Balloon Party, then QFTA, and then Iggy is doing an Instagram Live. So you can settle in if you're at home, and this dais will entertain you nonstop. How wonderful is that?
I'll have my hip surgery live.
Oh, yeah, Plowek's got to have that live.
I got nothing going on today. I started rewatching. I saw where Max has.
Don't have enough time.
Time is precious.
Don't have enough time for this.
Show's over.
We got to go.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's what the Plowek was talking about when he meant
Oh, yeah.
time.
yeah.
What time is it?
10:01.
10:01.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's Jackson. I got to go deal with the situation. It's Balloon Party. For the Plowek, for Action Jacks, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan, Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
The St. Louis Golf Expo is the can't-miss event of the year, giving golfers their first chance to see